Hello, hi, namaskar everyone. Great. So good to see you all. Good to have you all. I welcome you all in this again, another phenomenal and amazing session for all the JEE Advanced aspirants. But before we get started, there is a special announcement for you all. I hope you must have gotten the notification that your admit cards are out. So if you're preparing for JEE Advanced and you're having your exam this coming Sunday, then mind you everyone, your admit cards are out. You can visit the official website, check your admit card, and then in that admit card, the way you read your question paper with that same attentiveness, you should read your admit card and the details mentioned in it. Why am I saying so? Because it will be having your center and all. So go through it, even on Google Maps, visit and verify that whether the center which you are given in the admit card is what you are hoping or expecting or what you are seeing it or not. So match, there should not be a mismatch, because a lot many times people face these issues with the address and all. And of course, do remember one more quick key concept or key idea, that between paper 1 and paper 2, I'll always say, don't waste your time in discussing the question papers or going through the attempts and all. Please don't do that. Have some rest, let your brain recover, let your brain get charged for paper 2, because paper 2 is clearly a game of your stamina, endurance, tolerance. How do you come back or bounce back? Great. So good to hear that. Brilliant. Some people have already checked it. That's great. And the next thing is, yes, in this discussion today, I'll be showing you the mix of questions. So there will be difficult questions, there will be moderate questions, there will be amazingly easy questions. It will be a question paper, the marathon which we are conducting today. The questions which it includes will have questions which will be a mixture, and all the questions are inspired from JEE Advanced only. So we have brought all the previous year's questions. The data may change because the questions may vary, but it is all, this session contains all the sessions from your JEE Advanced set pool questions only. So yes, I want to show you through this session that question will be really tough, questions could be really moderate, and questions could be insanely easy. And that's exactly what we recommend you all in this JEE Advanced paper, that first of all, look for that 35% of questions which are easy, which will definitely help you in getting a rank under 10,000. And if you could identify, select or fetch those questions, because this is all about filtering the question paper. Rejection of questions matters more here. So that's what you do. So please, some questions to clear cut off. That's exactly what I'm trying to do here, Rahul. That's exactly. A lot of students ask us to do a lot of tough and difficult problems. We are not here to boast or brag about our skills, our knowledge or our expertise. No, we are not about to do that. We are simply focusing on helping you, on assisting you, on guiding you, on preparing you for the exam. And that's where we are trying to highlight that this paper will contain mixture of questions, easy, moderate and tough. And I always emphasize that focus on easy and moderate. That will always get you anywhere between 40% of the paper, and 40% of the paper can fetch you a rank under 5,000. And I hope you understand that's a totally a decent rank to get something really amazing in top IITs. So good to have you all. We are starting our session. I am seeing a lot of students are responding, and without further delay, let's get started. But before we start, I hope you know there is an exceptional, phenomenal feature which is invented by PW for you all. The application is called Pylons. What are the advantages of it? The advantage is really simple. First of all, you can participate in the polls, whether you're a PW student or not. If there is a live going on, you can participate in the polls. We'll be using it in this session only. And of course, let's say you're watching a session, you want short notes on it, you want mind maps on it, you want previous year's questions on it, you want quiz on it, not just of the PW videos, but of the non-PW videos as well. You can use this feature and avail this, and you can definitely get advantage of this. So let's begin with this first question for the day. And here we are. I hope you can see this question. By the time you are also, I am solving this question, I am hoping that you also solve this. So let me create a timeless poll. It has already started, and you can also mark your responses in this timeless poll by simply activating Pylons application from Google Play Store, or activating this Pylons extension from Chrome Store, water bottle. So with this, when I go ahead with my discussion, let's begin with this first question for the day. I hope you all can see on the screen. This question I'll classify as a question between moderate to tough. Where is the formula session for physics and chemistry, Mr. Siva Kumar? I have already forwarded this request to Gaurav sir and Shreyas sir. They'll definitely consider it, and if possible or if feasible as per their schedule, timing and all, they'll definitely come up with something for you all. I have already forwarded this request. Now with this question, what does it say? There is your matrix I, okay, cool. There is your matrix P, okay, great. And there is your matrix Q. So there are three matrices, 2 by 2. So I think calculation could be a little simpler and easier. Great, 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 great. That's good, Sudha. Good to hear from you that. Some non-zero. I am surprised that so easily and so quickly you're able to do that within, I think, 10 seconds only. That's brilliant. Great, great, great. And for non-zero, so X, Y, Z are what kind of numbers? They are non-zero real numbers. Great. X, Y, Z are non-zero real numbers. Perfect. Fine. For which there is a 2 by 2 matrix R. So there is another 2 by 2 matrix R with all entries being non-zero real. Okay, so R also has non-zero real entries, which fulfills this condition that QR is equals to RP. Then what are we asked? Which of the following statements is or are true? So let me begin with this question. How will I solve this? I'll simply say that why should we not take R as a matrix? So let's say if I take R as a matrix, which I'm treating as, of course, 1001 identity, 2003, that's great. Q is XYZ4. So I'm taking R as, let's say, A, B, C, D. I hope everyone is okay with that. Now, the second condition they are giving us in the question is QR is equals to RP. What is QR? QR will be X, Y, Z, 4. What is R? R we have already considered as A, B, C, D. And this is given as RP. What is R? R we have already considered as A, B, C, D. And what is P? Let me get my water bottles. Hold on for a while. Give me a moment, students, because it is going to be a long marathon. And I also wish to stay recharged and completely full or high on energy. So I have kept my water bottle with on my podium. So this was R, which is ABCD, and then we have P, which is 2003. Okay, great. So don't get confused by looking at these variables that you think that, sir, there are so many variables. How are we going to solve this? Trust me, this is not a tough question if you just pay attention to the details. Why am I saying this? Look at this part. We know matrix multiplication. Great, great, great. That's good, students. Keep participating, keep interacting. That's all what we appreciate. So this row and this column, I hope you understand this matrix multiplication. So first of all, AX plus CY. So I'll get an equation AX plus CY. Of course, from the right hand side, what will I get? I'll get, I hope, again also row and column. So it will be 2A plus 0. So it will be 2A. Everybody got that, or shall I repeat this? The next part, if I take this row here and this column, so what would it give me? It will give me bx plus dy. So it will give me bx plus dy. And what would that be? Here it will be ab into 0, 3. So this will be 0 plus 3b. So it should be 3b. So two equations I have gotten with first row and these two columns. Now second row and again these two columns. So it will be az plus 4c. It will be az plus 4c, and there what will it be? Az plus 4c should be this cd multiplied with this 20. So that will be 2c plus 0. So it should be 2c. Now one more equation I'll be creating. What would that be? That will be this z4 with this bd. So bz plus 4d. It should be bz plus 4d. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bz plus 4d, and this is cd and 03. So 0 plus 3d. So this should be this. Everybody understood this matrix multiplication I have done. So they have given us this data and I have created these equations out of this. Now what do we do with this information? Let's try and work it out. So how do I resolve it? I hope you are paying attention to this. First of all, let me simplify this. This 2c, if I bring here, this az becomes what? Az becomes minus 2c. Are you comfortable with this? Similarly, if I take this 4d there, it will become, the value of bz will become minus d. Okay, this is the data we have created. I hope no confusion on that. Az is minus 2c and bz will be minus d. From here, if let's say this is aca and this is also ac. So what if I divide this equation by a? What will I get? What if I divide this equation by a on both these sides? So this one divided by ax by a, that is x, plus cy by a, that is c by ay, and this is 2. I hope you're getting it. So there, if I create C by A, what will be the value of C by A from here? The value of C by A from here, C by A from here will be minus Z by 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. Minus Z by 2. So this C by A I could replace by minus Z by 2. I hope you're okay with that. And similarly, if C by A is replaced by what? Minus Z by 2. So I'm replacing it by minus Z by 2 here. I hope I could do that without any confusion or hesitation. You're okay with that. Similarly, in this equation, I'm dividing this by B. I am dividing this equation by B because B and D also could be expressed in terms of Z. So if I divide this equation by B, this becomes X. This becomes dy by, I hope you're getting it. Oh, I'm really sorry. This becomes, what am I dividing it by? I'm dividing it by B, right? So D by B times Y, and this becomes 3. Now what happens next here is, I hope you're paying attention to this. This, I hope, gives you a value of D by B as well in terms of Z. So D by B, if I wish to get from here, will be D by B from here will be what? Minus Z. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this D by B, if I substitute or replace by minus Z, I hope I get something decent out of this. Now, sir, why have you done all this? Why are we doing all this? Pay attention to this part. I am simply saying you the simple result here. Pay attention to this. If I multiply this entire equation by 2, what does it become? It becomes 2x minus zy is equals to 4. One more thing I got to do is I'll multiply it with the negative sign. So negative, positive and negative. Then what does it become? I hope you can clearly see that 2x minus x gives you or leaves you with x, and zy are cancelled, and 4 minus 3 leaves you with 1. So that's your first conclusion, that the value of x you are able to conclude as 1. So if we have concluded the value of x, can I conclude some other values? No, x will not be 2, x will be 1. Akil, let me oh, I'm really sorry, Saurav Jain. I'm stopping this poll, and let's redo this poll with, I'm just stopping this poll, ignore this. I am reconducting this poll with multiple choice. I hope now you are able to mark this. Let's see how many of you got it right. I repeat, 2x minus x is x, this and this are cancelled, z minus 3 is 1. So did you get this, Akil? It will be 1. Now, if I have got an x and if I replace this x here, I think I'll be in a position to correct zy as well. So x is minus 1 goes to the other side. So minus 3 plus 1 makes it minus 2. So yz if I receive from here, or zy if I receive from here, minus 3 plus 1 is how much? Minus 2. So that value also we receive. So this yz also we have cracked. Give me a quick update on this. But with this yz and all, am I in a position to create z as well, or figure out the value of y or z explicitly? I don't think so, because we are restricted with this data here. Now what are we supposed to do? I'll say, if you have gotten this information, let's start working out on what we should be doing based on what we are asked. So I think we have these two things. We have x as 1, yz as minus 2. So we have x as 1 and yz as minus 2. And don't forget, the matrices are clear. This is what we are given. Now let's talk about the questions or options. Which of the following statements is or are true? So of course, multiple select. In that case, have patience, it will get opened. Don't worry. Have patience. Initially, because of the workload, server load, it crashes. Have patience, it will get opened very soon. Now with this, the determinant of q minus 2i, q minus 6i and q minus 3i. So I hope matrix polynomial, Kylie Hamilton, I hope eigenvalues you remember. So can I simply do this? Q minus lambda I. Can I write this? So what is q? Q is your x, y, z, 4. I hope you remember. Now instead of writing lambda I separately, can I do it here? I will be 1 0 0 1. So lambda I will be lambda 0 0 lambda. So it will be x minus lambda, y minus 0, z minus 0 and 4 minus lambda. This will be your q minus lambda I. But we are asked its determinant. So can I write it directly like this? I hope you are okay with this, whatever I'm doing here, all the participants. With this, x minus y when multiplies with x minus lambda when multiplies with 4 minus lambda, what do I get? No worries, let's put your complete attention and focus here. This gives you 4x here, this gives you 4x here, then this is minus 4 lambda here, then minus lambda x is what you receive, and then finally this is plus lambda square, correct me if wrong, 4x then minus 4 lambda Okay, and then minus lambda x, then plus lambda square. Similarly, this will be minus yz. This is your this determinant. If I wish to simplify this, can I do so? Yes, we can. Let's try and simplify this. So first of all, I think we have certain values. X is 1, yz is minus 2. So if x is 1, this becomes what? This becomes 4 minus 4 lambda. This should be kept as 4 lambda. You can't do much about that. But this is 1, so 4 lambda lambda, that is 5 lambda. So I could have replaced it by 5 lambda here, plus lambda square, and yz. Do we know the value of yz? I think that was minus 2. So this is minus of minus 2, that is plus 2. So 4 plus 2 gives you a 6 here. Correct me if I'm wrong. So lambda square minus 5 lambda plus 6 is your Cayley-Hamilton expression here, or matrix polynomial, which satisfies this Q satisfies this equation, matrix polynomial lambda square minus 5 lambda plus 6. Even without checking the options, this equation we all are very well versed with, are we not? Would I not say that this I could have simplified as x minus 2 and x minus 3, sorry, lambda minus 2 and lambda minus 3. I hope you do remember that. So with this, it is having two roots, which are what? 2 and 3. 2 and 3. So first of all, without any hesitation, I would go with option A and option C. They are clearly correct. They are absolutely correct. What about the option B and D? I think option D says yz is minus 2, but it says yz is 2. I think option D should be discarded. The determinant Q minus 6i. So instead of lambda, if I replace it by 6, what will I get? Let's talk about Q minus 6i here. So that would clearly be what? 6 is there. And this is 6 minus 5, that is 30, and that is 6 square, that is 36, and I think yes, it is 12. So option B is also correct. So with this, most of you must have marked option A, B and C. I am sure some of you must have done that. And unfortunately, only 50% of you got it right. I'm really surprised that the absolute correct is received by 50%, but yes, that's good. And I'm glad some of you have started participating in these polls. If you are also one of those students who want to participate in polls, you can use this feature of Pylens. This you can download from Google Play Store or from our Chrome store, and then you can also participate it. No worries, wrong sir, because the value is O. O is not there. O is the null matrix, and null matrix determinant is 0 if you are concerned about that, Daksh. I hope I have answered your query. Don't worry, being a footballer, your admit card will be opened very soon. Initially, due to the server load, the website crashes, and very soon it will get opened. Don't worry about that. Have patience. And I hope you remember, I have already given you the reminder that this session is going to be a mixture of easy, moderate, tough, and difficult questions. This is again a question inspired from JEE Advanced only, but this I hope you clearly would categorize as an amazingly easy, a simple and straightforward question. So let's see how many of you get it right. So let me give you quickly a poll. This time this is a single choice. Let's see how many of you get it correct. What does this namaste, hello, hi, namaskar everyone. I hope to download the app. You can simply you have no time to good. I totally get this. I understand this. So here, S is a set which contains these 9 elements. Perfectly fine. Okay, great, good to go. And K is taking values from 1 to 5. Okay, understood. And NK is the number of subsets of S. Okay. Where, pay attention to this part, each containing 5 elements, out of which exactly K are odd. Are you understanding the meaning of this line? Let's say if I talk about N1, then N1 is a subset. Option C was wrong. No, option C wasn't wrong. Q minus 6i. Q is your Q minus 6i. Its determinant is 12. I hope we worked it out here. This was 12. Can you not see that? 36 minus 36, 6 plus 6 is 36. Sorry, 6 plus 6 is 12. So we got this. Option C. Oh, yes, please, thank you so much, Daksh. I am really sorry, I did not read this. Great, this is given as 15. Okay, I'm really sorry. That's a very good observation. I was in a rush and I believed that, it is also given as 0 because this was 0, and that's what the kind of mistake you should avoid. I'm really sorry. Thank you so much for highlighting that, Daksh. I did not notice that this is 15. I took it as 0. Great. That's good. So I hope option A and B were correct. So if you have marked option A and B, you were absolutely right. There. We are told that this set has subsets, but we are, no worries. We are talking about the subsets which are having exactly 5 elements, where exactly K are odd. If you did not understand my language, N1 means I am talking about the subsets of S which contains exactly 5 elements, out of which exactly one is odd. Exactly one is odd. I hope you got this. So out of these 9 elements, if I categorize 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, these are odd. And the remaining ones 2, 4, 6 and 8, they are even. Now, if you are observant enough, you would classify it as an amazingly easy trick questions where you don't have to explicitly or manually calculate n1, n2, n3, n4, and 5. Trust me, you don't have to use much of permutation and combination. Why am I saying this? Because the very basic observation most of you must have done here is that, sir, I need to create a subset of 5 elements. So if I'm supposed to create a subset of 5 elements, do you not think that number of even elements are 4? Number of even elements are 4, at most 4. So even if I try to create a subset, with all the even elements only, in that case also, I will be having at least or exactly one element as an odd. Did you get my language? Are you all able to digest or interpret what I'm trying to say? I need to form a subset of 5 elements, out of which out of these 9 elements, I have 4 elements to be even. So even in the worst case scenario, I'm using all of these 2, 4, 6 and 8. Then also I'm left with one position. And there I'm supposed to put one of those old elements. So when somebody says exactly 1, exactly 2, exactly 3, or at least one should be odd, I'll say I need not bother about this case because odd element is going to be there. Did you understand that? Odd element is definitely going to be there. So now my consideration or concern here is that out of these 9 elements, how can you create sets? Can you help me with that in the comment box? I'm waiting for a response to this. Did you all understand my statement first of all? Did you all get my point very clearly here? Everybody. So is it not simply a question where you simply choose any 5 elements out of 9 elements? That will be the answer. Did you listen to my language? I am saying you that 9C5 is the answer. Now, can you justify this statement? Can somebody justify this statement? Yes, why Daksh? Why? I hope 9C5. Out of these 9 elements, any 5 you choose, that will be a subset of 5 elements. Now, those five will definitely have either exactly 1 is odd, or exactly 2 is odd, exactly 3 is odd, exactly 4 is odd, exactly 5 is odd. Because either you can have 1 or 3 or 3 or 5 or 1 3 5 or 3 5 7 or any 4 of these or any 5 of these out of these 9 elements. So did you all get this? Yes, you got it, Akhil. Good, Jai Sudha. So your answer will be 9C5. And if you expand 9C5, can somebody quickly tell me the value of 9C5? That is 9C4. So 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 divided by 4 into 3 into 2. So 4, 3 gives you this. 3 gives you 2. So 9 into 7. I think is clearly going to be what? 63 into 2. 63 into 2 is undoubtedly 126. Option D was absolutely right. Let's see how many of you got this. Brilliant. Jishant is there. Radhesh is there. Saurav, Jai Sudha, Rahul, Geetha, Nandkumar. That's brilliant, students. I'm glad all of you got option D. Whenever I'm using Pylons, I'm unable to use live chat. No. It's not like that, Rahul. You can use both. Everybody understood this? Amazingly easy. Great. That's good, Akhil. I'm waiting for these kind of responses. Let's try and solve this question. Another phenomenal question right there in front of you. A very insightful one based on limits. Let's see how many of you are able to do this. Shall we try this question together? What does it say? Again, this is a good one, a moderate to difficult one. Not a very easy, but yes, somewhere between moderate. That's good, Bhavav. And here also, I'll give you a multiple select, shall I say? So multiple choice, here it is, timeless poll we are conducting. And let's see how many of you get it right. So x0 be a real number, great, such that this e to the power x0 plus x0 is 0. So can I conclude that e to the power x0 should be minus x0? That also what we can conclude from here. Now, for a given real number alpha, so there is another real number alpha, defined this gx. So we are given an expression gx. This is given somewhat like this, okay, for all real number x. So this is for all real number x, great. Then which of the following is true? So I think it is given as gx plus e to the power x0 upon x minus x0, and something like that same expression is given over here. Now with this, what I'm concerned about is that when alpha changes its value. So I'll talk about that alpha later, but let me solve this in terms of alpha only, and let's see what answer do I finally get. Hold on for a while, students. By the time I'm having my tea, can you try and tell this answer to this question? Most of you must have already worked it out. Let's see. Yes, it's L'Hopital rule. Great, 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 great. With this, I'm first of all telling you, let's simplify this g of x. Can I try and simplify this g of x? How do we do that? Let's try and do that. So if I am willing to simplify this g of x, see, this 3x and 3x, if I take common, I'll be left with e to the power x plus 1. Everyone comfortable with this? And there, if I take, I can take alpha common. So if I'm taking minus alpha common, I'll be left with e to the power x plus x. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Divided by 3 times e to the power x plus 1. 3x e to the power x plus 1, and this is minus alpha, so e to the power x plus x divided by this. So if I divide both these sides by this, I hope you are getting it or seeing it as simplified into this and this. This and this are cancelled, so you're left with x minus this does not get cancelled, so it is alpha by 3 times whole of e to the power x plus x divided by e to the power x plus 1. Did you all understand this comfortably? Everybody give me a quick confirmation. Now from here, what do I? That's good. Okay, we'll verify that. Now from here, all I'm saying is let's solve it further. Before I solve this further, I hope x minus x naught is there in the denominator. So in the numerator, I'll be dealing with gx plus e to the power x naught. So let me try and simplify this and let's see what do we get now. I hope nobody is concerned about this modulus sign. Nobody is concerned about this modulus sign, believing or thinking that, sir, this modulus, because of this modulus, we'll have to think in terms of LHN and RHL. No. Had it been like mod of sin x or somewhat like that, there I would have been concerned. Here, gx and e to the power x naught are clearly going to be something where I'll simply put the limit and I get the answer. I won't have to think in terms of LHN and RHL. Now, with this, now if I begin with this data, what is it? Gx plus e to the power x naught. So this should be added with e to the power x naught. Okay, I'm doing it here. So I'm simplifying this limit, this expansion. Then I'll talk about in terms of alpha. So their limit x approaches x naught, and this is gx, which we have written as x minus alpha by 3 times e to the power x plus x divided by e to the power x plus 1 plus e to the power x naught. I hope everybody is getting that. Whole divided by x minus x naught. Now, one feature, one possibility I did not notice so far is that what do we know? Do we not know that, sir, e to the power x naught is minus x naught? So can I not replace this e to the power x naught by minus x naught? So if I do so, I'll be replacing it by minus x naught. I hope you're okay with that if I do so. That's good, Piyush. That's good, Akshana. That's brilliant, Janvi. Good. That's great. Okay, I get this. Great. Okay, so now with this, I hope you're noticing that x and x naught, if I club together, this x naught, if I bring here instead of there, so if I write it as x minus x naught, I hope most of you must be noticing that again, instead of straight away starting to solve the limit based question, I'll say this when divides this, I'll be left with 1, and this when divides this, I'll get something decent out of this. So let me create or rephrase this entire expression here. I hope everybody is completely, totally, and absolutely focused on this question and its solution, which will help you understanding a lot of details for your JEE Advanced getting conducted on this upcoming Sunday. So there, this x minus x naught will get cancelled. It is 1, and 1, of course, is unaffected of the limit. So I'll keep it out of this limit. X approaches x naught, and there, if I talk about this expression, it is alpha by 3. Of course, it is also a constant. It can be kept out. And there, in the numerator, it is e to the power x by x divided by e to the power x plus 1 whole times x minus x naught. X minus x naught. Do you all remember that? Now, pay attention to this. Yes, great. Yes, Satish, that's exactly my point, is that in this session, I'll not be just showing you the moderate or the tough or the hard questions to boast or brag about the knowledge the teachers contain. No, here I'll be showing you or giving you a mixture or throwing a mixture of easy, moderate and tough questions, so that you can very well be aware of this examination, that this exam is not about solving a tough and hard problems. No, this exam is still about filtering and selecting and fetching easy and moderate questions. And with that, 35% of the paper can always fetch you or get you or take you under 10,000. 40% of the correct paper will take you a rank under 5,000. Historically, based on the data, previous year's trends, I'm speaking regarding that. So here, I am giving you one simple observation here. Alpha by 3 being constant can be taken out. So this alpha by 3 I'm keeping out. So this is 1 minus alpha by 3, no doubt about that. But here, when I put it as x naught, x is replaced by x naught. So e to the power x naught plus x naught is 0. E to the power x naught plus 1, that could be something non-zero. And this x naught minus x naught is also 0. So this is a 0 by 0 form. But straight away, instead of applying L'Hopital, this term e to the power x plus 1 is non-zero, because when x is replaced by x naught, it will be non-zero. So non-zero terms can be taken out from limits. So there, I'll be writing it as that e to the power x plus 1 if I take out, e to the power x plus 1 if I take out, so it will be e to the power x plus 1 because it is non-zero. So when x is replaced by x naught, it is x naught. And there, I'm solving limit x approaches x naught. This is that simple as a question. It depends on a lot of parameters. I'll simply say approximately out of the total paper, 18 questions is what are always doable. 18 questions in 180 minutes. Can you believe that? Almost on an average 10 questions per minute. 10 questions, 10 minutes per question. 10 minutes per question means what? You are completely composed, relaxed, calm to solve each and every single question with utmost focus, sincerity. No negative marking, no scope of negative marking at all. Of course, this is the best scenario where you're just targeting a rank under 10,000, 35% of the paper. But if you want a good rank, practically or realistically speaking, if you want a good rank into good IITs or, CSE into IITs, there the percentage goes till 70 to 80%. That means the 70 to 80% of the paper you need to solve. But that's the worst case where you are amazingly or insanely among those toppers. But if you are talking about clarifying the cutoff, I'll still say 35% of the paper. If you are talking about that, Satish, I hope I have answered your query. Now getting back to this question, I'll say this is the expression which I'm not touching at all. So this is 1 minus alpha by 3 times e to the power x naught plus 1. Now what am I left with? If this is clearly e to the power x naught plus x naught, which we know is 0. This is x naught minus x naught, that is also 0. So 0 by 0, L'Hopital. So when I apply L'Hopital here, this becomes what? Limit x approaches x naught. E to the power x is e to the power x. But here, this will be, this x will become 1. So this will become 1. I hope you're getting it. And this will become 1 minus 0. So this is 1. So this is what you get, e to the power x plus 1. Everybody got this? Yes, Shudha, definitely. It will be a mixture of all the category of questions, tough, easy, and moderate. That's exactly how JEE Advanced also tests you. Now, e to the power x naught plus 1, because when x is replaced by this, which part exactly was not understood by Rahul? Rahul, all I did was L'Hopital. Derivative of e to the power x is e to the power x, derivative of x is 1, derivative of x is 1, derivative of x naught is 0. Simple. Definitely, your calculation could be right. Now, with this, I hope you're understanding when x is replaced by x naught, this clearly leaves you with e to the power x naught plus 1, and this are cancelled. So finally, I'm left with 1 minus alpha by 3. That is my answer. But let's check it by option. So for option A, if alpha is what? 2. If alpha is 2, this is 1 minus 2 by 3. So my limit will be 1 by 3. Are we given 1 by 3? No, we are given 0. Option A is wrong. For option B, alpha is 3. But are we given 1 by 3 somewhere else? For option C also, it cannot be 1 because it is clearly 1 by 3. So A and C are incorrect. Now let's talk about alpha in terms of 3. I hope you're getting it. So if alpha is 3, 3 by 3 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So our limit will be 0. 0 is what we are given in option D. So option D is also incorrect. It is clearly option B. Let's see how many of you got this. Option B, 83.33. Again, Radhesh, Akshana, Jishant, Saurav, Piyush, that's brilliant. Those who got option A and D, I hope no worries with that. Good, Jishant, good to have you. Bavav and everyone, Ashish, that's brilliant. Did you all like this solution? It initially may look like a tough question or a complex question, but if you simplify this in a structured manner, you will be in a better position to work out the answer more quickly. I will say yes, Satish. In any paper, if you are absolutely focused on filtering out the questions, I'm constantly telling you that this exam is not just about selection of questions, it is more about rejection of questions. Sort of all those questions, you don't fall into that trap of beautiful question which looks amazingly luring that, I want to do this because I know this, and it will take you throughout it, and it will make you waste amazingly a lot of huge time, a lot of time. And there you realize that half of an hour you have already spent on such a silly question, which was so lengthy. Where instead of this, you could have done a lot of more simpler and easier questions, which could have given you the same amount of marks. So if marks are almost equal, then why should you not devote your time on easier questions? Do them first instead of wasting your time with the tougher questions. I hope, Satish, I have answered your query more properly. No worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. With this, I'm moving towards the next question. I take it as a feedback, Rahul. I'll forward it to the team. Let's see how many of you are able to solve this. Again. One of the best questions we'll be solving here with this. If you face problems with probability, I'll be taking questions in this session, and let's see how do we get through that, Jashant. I get this. This is a very good question, a phenomenally very, very good, decent question, because it checks a lot of things here in this question. G is a circle of radius r. G1, G2, G3 are n circles, all are of equal radius small r. Okay. Each of these n circles touch the circle G externally. Okay. I hope you're able to imagine this. So here, let's say there is an external circle somewhat like this. There is an external circle somewhat like this. This is your bigger circle, capital G. And if there are small circles like this, they all touch each other externally. They all touch G. Capital G is touched by these circles, G1, G2, G3. Next information, what we are told here is that also for I, which is from 1 to n minus 1, the circles Gi touches Gi plus 1, which means what? G1 touches G2, G2 touches G3, G3 touches G4, and so on. So if this is your G1, there could be this as G2. It is also having the same radius, and there is another circle G4 or G3 which is also touching it. So all of these circles, I'm not drawing all of them, but they all touch each other. So they all touch each other. This is your G1, this is your G2, this is your G3, and this is capital G with capital R. Although they all are of same radius, I may not have drawn them properly, but yes, I hope you got this. Everything, Rahul, for JEE Advanced, nothing is less important. Everything is equally important. You cannot say that something is more important, something is less important. So there, I hope you understand that if I connect their centers, if they are touching each other externally, G and G1, I hope no doubt about this line, that this is radius R, this is small r, so this whole length will be R plus R. We all know that. Similarly, if I connect this also, this will be capital R plus R. And by using the condition of circles touching each other externally, this, if it treated as a small r, this will also be small r. So this is a small r plus r. By using the logic of symmetry, will I not say that here, if I connect it with this, I hope this is clearly symmetrically placed. Everybody getting this? Now, pay attention to this part. We know that this entire angle is 2 pi. So there are such n circles over here. So that entire angle 2 pi will be divided into n simple smaller angles. So this one angle should be read as 2 pi by n. But this triangle, if I talk about, it is clearly congruent with this triangle. I hope you're getting it. So that angle 2 pi by n is divided into half, which means what? Which means if I ask you some data about this angle, will you not say that this angle is pi by n? Tell me quickly in the chat box. Did you all understand this? That how did I reach to this pi by n? Concept of distribution is probability. Definitely. Okay. I'll take questions on that as well. Now I need to establish some relationship between small r and capital R. So if I want to establish a relationship between small r and r, I'll simply use properties of solutions of triangles. I'll say here, I take sine pi by n. Can you help me with taking sine pi by n? So if I take sine pi by n, so sine theta, I hope you're understanding, this is 90 degree. So it is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So it will be small r upon small r plus capital R. This is your perpendicular, and capital R plus small r is your hypotenuse. Everybody got this? I hope no confusion on that. That's a brilliant observation, Vaibhav. So with this, what I'll do here is simply I'll begin with this. Hold on for a while, students. Give me a moment. Let me copy this here. So this goes there. So this should be pushed there. Okay, great. Now, what have we gotten? We have gotten a result which says sine pi by n is r by r plus r. If I take reciprocal, so sine pi by n becomes what? Cosec pi by n. Everybody getting this? And when this result, what small r plus r is divided by small r, it is 1 plus r by r. It is what? 1 plus r by r, which are capital R by small r. So this gives you capital R by small r. Everybody got this, all the participants. Now, when I rearrange it, it becomes what? Cosec pi by n minus 1 is equal to capital R by r. So can I not write it as the small r is equals to capital R? And that's it. That's it. This will give you the final answer. This expression is the gist of this question, this expression, because this expression will give you all of these options one after another. Let's start solving or applying all of this data option by option, because this is again an MSQ. So let me give you a poll again. Multiple choice it is, timeless poll we are conducting, and let's see how many of you get it right. Great, perfect. So now let's begin with option A. Let's begin with option A. So if I begin with option A, where I'm told n is 4, n is 4. So when n is 4, this will be, according to option A, if n is 4, it is r cosec pi by 4. Sin pi by 4, 1 by root 2. So it should be reciprocal of it. So it should be root 2. So it should be root 2 minus 1 is equal to capital R. So for n being 4, then this r times root 2 minus 1 is equals to capital R, which means what? Which means what? Which means what? I think this should have been equal. It is given less than. So option A is incorrect. Shall I re-explain this? Everybody got this? Now, option A is definitely and absolutely incorrect. Now, let's talk about option B. What are we given with option B? Sir, when n is 5. So, if n is 5, the result we get is r times cosec pi by 5. Pi by 5, I hope you know, I need not explain. 180 degree by 5. So, 180 by 10. I don't know what happened. I can answer one question. Okay, no worries with that. No worries with that, Om Sai Ram. Totally fine. Okay, with this, I was talking about this data that 180 by 5. I hope it is clearly 36 degree, because I can write it as 2 by 2 here. So this is 360 by 10, which is 36 degrees. So we are talking now about cosec 36 minus 1 is equal to r. This is the result or the data we have. Now, I am interested in finding cosec 36. Okay, can you help me? Can you help me with cosec 30 and cosec 36? So if I ask you the relationship between cosec 36 and cosec 30, can you help me with the data? No worries, students. We are there to assist you at every single stage. Have patience. So this cosec, I hope between 0 to 90, sine is an increasing, but cosec is reciprocal of it. So if cosec is reciprocal, it becomes decreasing, which means for this 36, it will be lesser value. Sine 30 is 1 by 2, so it is 2. So here, if cosec 30 is replaced by 2, and if I subtract 1 from both the sides, so it will become cosec 36 minus 1. This will become 2 minus 1. Everybody understood this part? How did I get to this stage? Now, pay attention to this part. This is not cosec 36 minus 1, it is cosec 36 whole minus 1 times small r. So r is of course a positive entity. So if I multiply small r on both the sides, this is what I get. But what am I told? Sir, this expression is equal to capital R. So I'm concluding that capital R is less than small r. For r, for n taken as capital, n taken as 5. So small r is less than capital R. I think it's opposite. What we are concluding is r is less than r. Capital R is less than r, but here small r is less than r. So option B is also incorrect. So far we have been concluding that option A and option B are incorrect. Everybody got this? Now, we have already concluded that option A and option B are incorrect. Now, let's talk about option C. Everyone comfortable with whatever we have done so far? Great, Saurav Jain. That's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now, if n is 8, it should be r cosec pi by 8, cosec pi by 8 minus 1 is equal to r. This is what I know. Now let me establish the relationship between pi by 4 and pi by 8. I'm just comparing these values. I hope you're getting it. So pi by 4 and pi by 8. So we know I am trying to establish pi by 8, but let me talk about cosec pi by 4, right? Again, this is 45. This is 22.5. So now I hope again cosec is decreasing. So cosec 45 will be lesser, cosec 22.5 will be greater. So this is the relationship which I know. Everybody with me on this. Now, this cosec 45 is again reciprocal of sine 45. That is 1 by root 2. So this should be root 2. So can I directly substitute a root 2 here? Can I directly substitute what is happening? A root 2 here. Now, Cosec pi by 8 minus 1. So again, I'm subtracting 1 from here, and I'm multiplying small r on both the sides. So multiplying small r on both the sides, this is what I get. But this expression is nothing but capital R. So I could conclude that capital R is greater than r times root 2 minus 1. Capital R is greater than r times root 2 minus 1. So yes, finally we are reaching towards some correct options. So option C is correct. I hope these questions are not very tough, very lengthy. You are able to understand them. You are able to digest what we are discussing here. That's good, Dheeraj. That's good, Akil. Brilliant, brilliant. Keep it up. Good, Amay. That's good. Now, let's talk about option D. Again, one of the good options now we'll be talking about. Option D, if I now talk about. Let me take option D into picture now. I hope everybody is watching and understanding. Option D, if I could begin with, n is taken as 12. So if n is taken as 12, it becomes r cosec pi by 12 minus 1 is equal to r. Now we are interested in pi by 12. 180 by 12. I hope you know that is 15 degree. 120 plus 60, that is 180. So it is 15 degrees. So we are now interested in r cosec 15 degree. Although for writing JEE Advanced, you should know cosec 15. But let's say you don't know. So cosec 15, I hope you remember, is reciprocal of sine 15. So let me find sine 15. That I can find by what? Sine 45 minus 30. So this kind of operation you should remember. Half angle formula and all. There you develop all these formulae: 22.5, 18 degrees, 7.5, and all of these formulae. I hope you remember them. So with this, I hope you know sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Then cos 45 is again 1 by root 2, and sine 30 is 1 by 2. So this should be root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2. But sir, we are not looking for sine 15. We are interested in cosec 15. So I hope no doubt about cosec 15. It will be 2 root 2 upon root 3 minus 1. Cosec 15 degree. This is what I've gotten. Sir, the question in your previous lesson are good, but hand understood mode. But I don't know why. Because Rahul, I have kept more tougher and harder question in today's session. Previously, I was inclined more towards easy and moderate sides, but today I am more inclined towards moderate and tougher side. But I'll be keeping mixture of these. You'll be seeing easier as well. If you are not able to understand any part of the question, I'll be more, simpler in my approach. I'll definitely try to be, if that is what you're facing in today's session, right? I'll try to be. Whenever you face any difficulty, write in the comment box. I'll happy to help you with that. Don't worry. Ask unhesitatingly. We are there to assist you at every single stage right now in this preparation. We understand this. We understand this. Even I have been through this. So now, all I am needing here is that, sir, this is root 2 times root 3 plus 1. So shall I rationalize it? So if I could rationalize it, thank you so much, Pranav. What a good point you're bringing here. Admit card is released. We have already announced it, unfortunately, Pranav. Admit cards are released. By the way, good. Thank you so much, Pranav, for such an important or a valuable information. Students, you can go and check your admit cards. Good, Pranav. Thank you so much. Finally, you are aware of it, or you were trying to help us with that. So if I rationalize it, it will be root 3 plus 1, root 3 plus 1. So I hope you got this. In the denominator, it will be 3 minus 1. That's 2. So that 2 and this 2 are getting cancelled. So finally, you receive it as root 2 times root 3 plus 1. So I think I'm getting somewhat what we are given in the option. So cosec 15 we know. Cosec 15 we know. So it is here. Where? It is cosec 15. No, it's not cosec 15. Where were we? Here. So this is cosec 15. So r times cosec 15, that is root 2 times root 3 plus 1. I hope you're getting it. Minus 1. I hope this is your expression. Everybody getting that? And this is what we have gotten as cosec 15. I'm really sorry. This is your cosec 15 minus 1 times a small r is equal to capital R. Now, if I multiply this r there with this, so I hope you're getting it. This r, when multiplied to this, it leaves you with minus r. So minus r I push here, that becomes plus r. Now, what am I told? That capital R is greater than this. Pay attention to this part. Will I not say that, sir, it is simply evident because it is JEE Advanced. These questions are absolutely tricky and lengthy in nature. You got to think a lot, but I'm not coming up with that thinking ability or approach here. Geetha Nand Kumar. I am simply applying the right step or the most appropriate steps which are required to solve this question. But of course, this is not how you think for JEE Advanced. Totally not. But since we are left with few more days, I'm not thinking here. I'm simply doing what is needed. But of course, for the preparation of JEE Advanced, you think a lot and then you come up with the right steps. Here, I'm applying all the right steps. That's why you're seeing that difference. I hope you got this. So here, I was talking about that something very clearly, observable here is that here, capital R, when added with this, gives you this. So if you are asked to compare this and capital R, do you not think that capital R will clearly be smaller? Because when capital R is added with certain positive value, then you get this. That means what? They become equal when this is added. So this must be smaller than this. I hope you are understanding this. So with that, option D is also right. Option C and option D. Yes, 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 yes. We are also grateful to have students like you. D Boy Jyoti Mondal. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So option C and option D. How many of you got this? Let's see. Option C and option D. I'm stopping the poll and let's see. So great, great, great. That's good, Saurabh. Good, Piyush. A lot of students have marked it, but some of you marked option A and B as well. Okay, great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. How many days are remaining? That you tell me. You are good at maths. You tell me how many days are left. Come on. You don't ask questions like that. Again, a very beautiful question, a very insightful question, a good question, I'll say. Why? Because let's read this question first of all. Let's phrase this question first of all. What are we given here in this question? This says T1 and T2 are two distinct common tangents. Okay. Tangents to what? To this ellipse, standard ellipse, and this parabola. So ellipse is given by capital E, parabola is given by capital P. Suppose that the tangent T1 touches P and E. So P and E are touched by touched by T1. P and E are touched by T1 at A1 and A2, and T2 touches P and E at A3 and A4. Okay, okay. Then quadrilateral's area or tangents meet at what point? A very good question. Sir, can we use the graph approach? Yes, there I'll suggest you to use the graphical approach only because it's more of coordinate, right? So let me begin with this. I'll do it here. I hope you're paying attention to this. Shall we conduct a poll here as well before I get started? So it is again MSQ, more than one option, multiple choice, timeless poll. Let's see how many of you get it right. This time, be more accurate, be more precise. Don't be in a rush to mark it, right? So this question, first of all, let's say there is a tangent to this parabola. So for a standard parabola, y square is equals to 4ax. So 4 into 3 into x. So I hope a is clearly 3. The standard parabola has tangent in slope form is given by y is equals to mx plus c, which is a by m. I hope you remember that. So a is 3 here. So this will be 3 by m. Comfortably got this? Everybody remember that? The last revision can be done by you. I have kept a session, a formula revision session of all the formulae of mathematics on our PWJ English channel only. All the formulae of mathematics we have revised in that session. All the formulae of entire 11th and 12th for JEE Advanced in a very structured format. Not just that, you can have that PDF as well. If you are not able to watch that entire session, you can go through that PDF. So how can we have that PDF? Go in the description of this video. There you will find a link which will take you to our WhatsApp channel. From there, you can download the PDF, which contains all the formulae of JEE Mathematics Advanced, which will be required to you, which will be required by you. Now, here, do we know the condition for tangency for an ellipse? I hope you remember that there is an ellipse, then we know that c square is equals to a square m square plus b square. If there is a line y is equals to mx plus c, is that tangent to it? Then this will be the condition for tangency. But what is c? This is c. So c square means what? 9 by m square is equals to a square m square. So a square m square means what? 6 m square plus b square. What is b square? That is 3 square. Give me a quick up. Sorry, b square is 3. So I hope no confusion on whatever I've done so far. I repeat, two things I have done. The equation of tangent to this parabola is y is equals to mx plus a by m. M is 3. So this is, let's say, y is equals to mx plus c. So mx plus c is a tangent to an ellipse. The condition for tangency for this standard ellipse is c square is equals to a square m square plus b square. I hope you are not getting confused with this a and that a. This a is your a square of this ellipse. This a is y is equals to 4x that a. Everybody getting that? So this, when I simplify, this becomes a quadratic technically. So if I solve this quadratic of multiplying both these sides by m square, so this becomes 9, 6m to the power 4 plus 3m square. And if I push this 9 on the right hand side, it becomes minus 9 is equal to 0. I'll take 3 common. So this will be 3m to the power 4 plus m square minus 3 is equal to 0. So I want these two terms. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope calculation wise we are going great. 6m to the power 4 plus 3m square minus 9. So 3 I have taken common. If I'm taking 3 common, how can it be 6? I'm really sorry. It should be 2. So 2m to the power 4 plus m square minus 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now 3 into 2 is 6. So I think plus 3 and minus 2. So if I'm splitting it into the middle terms, what will I get from here is I am removing all of this data. So now with this, when quadratic is solved, what do I get? This is 2m to the power 4 plus 3m square minus m square minus 3 is equal to 0, right? With this, I'll get two values of. Thank you so much for that correction, Akhil. Good. Thank you so much. Okay, Jayasudha, that's good observation. So first of all, here, m square will be minus 3 by 2, but this is absolutely wrong. M square cannot be negative. The other value will be minus. Am I making any mistake here? Am I making any mistake here? Because I think, are we going great? One of the values here will be minus 3 by 2, right? The other value will be minus of minus 1 by 2, right? So this should be 1 by 2. Sorry. This is 2m square. Yes, that was the mistake. So this should be 2 by 2, which is 1. So if m square is 1, m should be plus minus 1. So two tangents I have gotten, right? Now, no worries, devil. So with this, I hope m is plus minus 1. So I'll get two lines. Which two lines, students? With m being plus minus 1, I'll get two lines or two tangents technically. So if I get those two tangents, there I cracked m is either plus 1 or minus 1. So first tangent here will be with plus 1 is equals to y is equals to x plus 3. And the other tangent with minus 1 will be y is equals to minus x minus 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right? These are the two tangents. The first thing which I'm going to do here is pay attention to this part. Trying to solve option C and D. The tangents T1 and T2. Of course, first of all, now we have cracked the tangents. This is your tangent T1. This is your tangent T2. So if I solve them and if I crack where do they intersect, then I have this clear stand in mind. X and X are cancelled. 3 and 3 is also cancelled. Y is going to be 0. So they'll be intersecting where? At x-axis. So their x-axis they are intersecting. So y is 0, which means what? X is minus 3. If y is 0, x is clearly minus 3. So they'll be intersecting at minus 3 comma 0. They'll be intersecting at minus 3 comma 0. So first of all, I have reached here. Let's say, what is the advantage of multiple correct? There, let's say you are stuck with option A and B, but still you got this result. So be happy. Don't let that greed come into picture. Let's say, no, sir, I have done a lot of hard work here. I'm just 2 or 3 more steps away from getting this answer, but you're stuck. Now you have this ego clash that, no, I should do it. I have spent a lot of time. But a part of your brain is saying, no, you are getting stuck. You're not getting that clue to get option A or B. Then you stop there. Please have that willpower to move to the other question. Move on. The ability of being flexible is required in JEE Advanced. Its exam is not just about having the correct skill set or knowledge or aptitude. It is all about attitude as well, the mindset. I hope you're getting it. So with this, if this part is very well understood by you all, now let's talk about option A and B. Let's try and work out option A and B. How do we crack option A and B? Let's talk about that result. So this is the tangent, area of the quadrilateral. So let me draw these, a parabola and ellipse here. Let me try and draw this parabola and ellipse. So of course, we'll be having y-axis, x-axis, and then you'll be having ellipse and parabola, right? So there you'll be having this standard ellipse, of course, and there you're having the parabola as well. I hope you're comfortable with this. So now, what is the parabola? Standard y square is 4x. So if this is the parabola and both of them are having common tangents, right? They are having common tangents. So I'm going to draw common tangents. So let's say this is that parabola. This is that parabola. Now I'm drawing two common tangents. Pay attention to this part. This is the simplest part where you should be putting your complete focus. Let's say this is your first tangent T1 and this is your second tangent T2. And of course, as we have already concluded that they are intersecting at minus 3 comma 0. This is the point where they're intersecting. Let's call it P. Now, what are we told? What is the critical part here? The critical part is pretty simple here, which says that this tangent has touched this ellipse and parabola at these 2 points. By symmetrically, I can see that this will touch this parabola and ellipse at these 2 points. So they'll be symmetrically placed. Which means, I hope you're understanding. I hope you are clearly understanding that this, when you join, will be a line parallel to the y-axis. Are you able to crack that? These two when joined will also be forming a line parallel to the y-axis. So this quadrilaterals area we are interested in. But before I try to work out this quadrilaterals area, A1, A2, A3, 4, I'm not mentioning those vertices, I am saying that can you not help me with the chord of contact? I am saying chord of contact. Why? Because this is your, let's say, parabola. Y square is equals to 4x. So for this parabola, chord of contact is given by t is equals to 0. So with respect to this point, if I try to write the chord of contact, that will be this line only. I hope you're getting it. So with this t is equal to 0, if I write y1, so that is y into 0. So that is 0 is equal to 4a. 4a, a I think was 3, x plus x1 by 2. So x minus 3 by 2. Did you get this? Did you all get this? So this when simplified, x is equal to 3. So this line is clearly nothing but x is equal to 3. Did you all get this or not? Quickly give me an update. So if this line is x is equal to 3, I think I can crack these 2 points as well because they lie on the parabola. So the parabola, I think, was y square is equals to 12x. This was technically y square is equals to 12x. Right, so if it was y square is equals to 12x, I think when I put 3 here, this is what, 12 into 3, 36. So this is 3 comma 6 and this is 3 comma minus 6. Sir, why are you doing all this? Have patience, you'll understand it within the next few seconds. Now, chord of contact here, this is the ellipse. So for ellipse, which ellipse? I think 6 and 3. Yes. So the ellipse is x square by 6 plus y square by 3 is equal to 1. I think again, this is again chord of contact of this ellipse with respect to this point, which is again given by t is equal to 0. So this will be given by x1, which is minus 3x upon 6. Y1, that is 0, is equal to 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this is 6 by minus 3, which is minus 2. So this line is nothing but x is equal to minus 2. Everybody got this? Everybody? I hope no confusion on that. So there, I hope you remember, this is clearly going to be a trapezium. And for this trapezium, area is given by half into height into sum of parallel sides. Do you remember that? So there, I need to find these 2 points as well. So if I replace x by minus 2 here, minus 2 square is 4, minus 2 square is 4. So there I'll find these 2 points as well very, very, very quickly. What is it? 4 by 6, that's 2 by 3. 2 by 3 goes to there, 1 by 3. 3 goes there, so 3 by 3 is 1. So y becomes 1 plus minus 1. So it will be minus 2 minus 1, minus 2 plus 1. Now, trapezium's area we all are very much comfortable with. Sum of these sides, so this is 1 and minus 1, this length is 2, this length is how much? This is 6 and 6, that's 12. And height, I hope this is minus 2, this is 3, so this height clearly is plus 5. I hope this isn't getting confusing. This isn't getting confusing at all. Sum of parallel sides, 12 plus 2 into height, what is height? Is 5 divided by 2, that's your area. 14 by 2 is 7, 7 into 5 is 35. So your answer should be 35, which I think we are given in option A. So option B is also incorrect. Most of you must have marked option A, and I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. I hope no issues with the screen. Am I clearly visible and audible, students? Is it lagging? Give me a quick update on that. Tomorrow we have physics sessions. Yes, yes, yes. I hope it's going great. Just give me a quick update. Am I clearly visible and audible? I think there was some fluctuation moments before, but I hope it's resolved now. With this, I'm moving towards the next question now. What do we see as the next question here? This is your next question. A very, 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 very easy question. It's insanely easy. No, it wasn't easy, Satish. It was moderate. You can call it lengthy. Am I clearly visible and audible? Okay, that's great, Saurav. Thank you so much. Can you solve this question? Can you solve this question? Very easy question. The easiest question of today's discussion, I'll say. Can somebody solve this? A chord which is not a tangent of this parabola, which has given this as equation and midpoint. So I hope you remember, I need not tell you, for any parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, circle, if there is a chord whose midpoint is given, then its equation is given by t is equals to s1. Is it not easy? With this, t with respect to hk will be y1, which is k y minus 16 x plus x1, which is x plus h divided by 2. I hope you got this. This is your t is equal to s1. That's brilliant, Saurabh. That's good. S1 is given by what? The power of this point with respect to this parabola, which is h square minus 16k. So, sir, whatever equation you are given, we are okay with that. But this is the equation which we are getting. So, if I rearrange it, if I restructure it, what do I get here? If I rearrange it, I'll multiply both the sides by 2 first of all, or why should I multiply it by 2? I can cancel it here. So, this becomes 8, right? So, if I simplify this, if I keep all the terms together, terms in x, it is minus 8x first of all, then it is minus 8h, then it is plus ky is equals to h square minus 16k. One thing I'm interested in doing, what this 8h I'm pushing there, this is given in 2x plus y. Okay, so what I'll do is this 8h, if I push there, it will be 8x ky. I'll write the sums, the signs, have patience. Then this will be 16k. Then I'll have 8h, or let me do it properly only so that you don't get confused. One more step I'll have to write, otherwise we'll make some errors. So what I'll do is I'll write it as minus 8x plus ky on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it will be plus 8h plus h square minus 16k. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what we'll get, minus 8x plus ky 8h h square minus 16k, right? With this, when I reorganize this data, what do I get? I hope everybody is listening and understanding this. Any confusion so far? All the participants, everybody with me on this so far? No confusion on whatever I've done? With this, look at this part. I take negative sign common out of it. So negative sign, if I take common out of it, it will give me what? 8x. Then this is minus ky is equal to, although you can solve it from here as well, it's not an issue. What I'll say is that this is this 2x plus y is equals to p. So this is 2x plus y is equal to p. All of these terms are constant. So is it still stopping, students? I hope I'm properly visible and audible. It's not lagging anymore. All the participants, give me a quick response. So these two lines are identical. So ratio of the coefficients of x, y and constant term should be same. So 2 upon minus 8 should be equal to 1 upon k, should be equal to 1 upon k, should be equal to p upon 8h plus h square minus 16k. Everybody got this? Everybody understood this? All the participants? I hope this is the result which we have gotten. So I hope, first of all, 2 by minus 8, can I replace it by minus 1 by 4? I hope you are okay with that. So now, first of all, can I work out k by simply equating these two? I think I'll have k. So k I receive as minus 4. So k we receive as minus 4. So k we receive as minus 4. So I think these two possibilities are clearly discarded. Now I need to explore option A and option D. I need to explore option A and option D. Right. So let's see how many of you get it right. Option A and option D. Here we are. I'll compare this entire data with this and then this entire data with this. Rather than comparing it, can you not get it verified with the help of options? Yes, Alex. Now, pay attention to this part. I am confused between option A and D. So why should I not check the values, test them there, whether it is getting satisfied or not? And if it is getting satisfied, it will be perfectly fine. Everybody getting that. So with this, my final conclusion will be what? K we received as minus 4. If this and this are compared, so it gives you what? This and this, the first and third. It gives you 4p. 4p is equal to 16k minus h square minus 8h. That is one of the relations which we have established. Second relation, if you want, you can establish with this and this data, which I think wouldn't matter much here, but I think I'll test it with this. I'll first of all put the value of k, which is minus 4. So minus 4, if I put here, this gives you minus 4 into 16, right? So that is minus 64. This is clearly minus 64. So I think I need to check it for p and h. I need to check it for p and h. So option A and D if I verify. Option A and D if I verify, right? So I think let's verify option A and D. First of all, option A, minus p is 2, h is 2, right? So my p is minus 2, right? So p is minus 2 means what? 4 into minus 2, that's 8. We are checking it for option A. Is equal to minus 64. H is 2, 2 square is 4, so it is again minus 4, minus 8h, that is minus 16. And I doubt whether it is correct or not, because it is clearly not same. That will be negatively very small. This is minus 8. So option A is clearly incorrect. They are not same. They are not equal. Now let's check it finally for option D. But we are already left with option D because option B and C we have already discarded. So let's check it for option D quickly. If I check it for option D, what do I get? It is supposed to be correct because 3 options are incorrect. So it has to be option D. So if I check it for option D also to verify it, I hope without any hesitation, you can mark option D because option A is incorrect. B and D cannot be there. No, it's not one. It's only one option correct. So with this, option D will be correct. I'm not checking it. You do that calculation. I can skip this because I think we need not do it because we have already proved that option A, B, C are wrong. That's good. Saurav, Sanjeev and Bhairav. That's brilliant. I'm glad that you three are consistently participating. Again, if I tell you one of the best questions of your today's paper, one of the best questions, it is again going to be lengthy. So don't call it hard. It is going to be a lengthy question. So have patience, sit silently, keep observing and come up with the correct answer. Don't use AI. Tell me what should be the correct answer. I'll show you all the options as well. Don't worry about that. But let me start the poll. It's not just a multiple choice here. These are the options and then you got to mark the correct option. So it's a single choice, not a multiple choice. So I'll just stop this poll and conduct another poll. So now we are starting another poll. Give me a moment. This is what I'm stopping. This is going to be a single choice, right? Timeless poll it is. So these are all the options. I'll go option by option, but let me read the data here. One of the best questions of your today's discussion. Shall we begin with this question? All the participants, everybody with me on this. No break, Jayasudha. We started a little. It is already 12. This is the kind of stamina if you possess. How will you write the exam? You're preparing for JEE Advanced, right? So this C1 is given by this x square plus y square is equals to 9. This C2 is given by this, which has center at 3, 4, radius 4, center 0, 0, radius 3. Now, let me start drawing it simultaneously. So if I keep drawing it, I think I'll be in a better position to finally work out something really interesting here. So let's say this is your y-axis, of course. And this, let's say, is your x-axis without any doubt. Now, what I have is, there is first of all this circle. Which circle, students? This circle, the first circle, which is 0, 0, radius 3. So I hope without any hesitation, I'll say 0, 0 with radius 3 could be somewhere here. Let me keep it a little small so that we have space. So this is your 0, 0 with radius 3. Great. Now the second circle, 3, 4, radius 4. So 3, 4 with radius 4, I hope could be, first of all, greater than this circle. And if it is centered at 3, 4, will it not be somewhat like this? Of course, 3, 4, the distance is 5. So, of course, this circle, when chosen, could be drawn somewhere like this. I'm not saying it will have its center lying on this, because this distance is not necessarily 5. Because here, I wouldn't say that this will lie here. Let me verify this. Because this is what? 3, 4. So, if it is 3, 4, where could it lie? 3, 4 could be lying anywhere, but it is not necessary that it will lie here, because this distance is clearly how much? Circle's C1's radius, that is 3. But from this center, I hope this length should be 5. So it could lie, it could not lie, that I don't know, but I'm just drawing it somewhere. Let me remove this dot. It is somewhere here like this. Its center could be anywhere. I'm not drawing it right now. I hope you're okay with that, comfortable with that. Now, we are given some more information. What is that? They intersect at points x and y. So these two circles are intersecting at x and y. So let's call this as x. Let's call this as y. I hope no confusion whatsoever so far. I don't know the number of questions, but yes, few more are there. That's how I keep you all motivated. Now, with this, suppose that another circle C3 centered at h, k, radius r satisfies the following conditions. Which following conditions? Center of C3 is collinear with center of C1 and C2. So C1 and C2 are these two circles which are having their own centers, and this C3 is also having its center collinear with this. So let's say this is the line on which these two circles center lie. So the third circle will have its center lying on this line only. First result. The second result, C1 and C2 both lie inside C3 and C3 touches C1 and C2. Okay, that means they are lying inside that bigger circle C3 and C3 is touching them. So they are touching that internally. Okay, great. That's good, Saurabh. The very good observation you have made here. I'll definitely do that, but let me try and draw that first result properly. I'll repeat this part. What Saurabh is suggesting it, that power of a point, which if I makes it satisfied by this circle C1. So I'm interested in checking 3, 4, whether it lies inside or outside. So 3, 4, if I check here, 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. That clearly 16 plus 9 minus 9 is positive. So the power is positive, which means what? That circle's center will be outside this circle. So let me draw it more correctly so that we don't complicate it unnecessarily. So this circle could be somewhat like this. I hope you're okay with this. Everybody comfortable with this? I'm not touching x and y so that this remains intact. I hope it's correct now. Definitely, Bhumika, I'll forward this request. Now the third result. C3 is what I'm interested in. So there is another circle C3. There is another circle C3. I need to fulfill 3 conditions, that this C3 touches both of these circles. This C3 touches both of these circles somewhere, we don't know that somewhere, but here, this is how it could be drawn. I hope you're okay with whatever I've done so far. No confusion on that. Not very properly we'll be able to draw, but this is how approximately it will be drawn. I'm not saying that this circle is lying on this circle. No, I did not say so. It is merely, again, a coincidence. But this is how things will happen. And I'm told one more information that C3 touches C1 at M, C2 at N. So this was your C1. So C1 is touched at M and C2 is touched at N. Everyone comfortable with this part? I repeat, this circle over here is your C1, this circle over here is your C2, and this circle over here is your C3. So far, this is what I know. This is, of course, 0, 0. If I talk about this, this is your 3, 4. No doubt about that. And there, one more thing I know. Which thing, students? What thing, students? That thing, that pay attention to this part. One very beautiful insight which you should have put your focus upon, that this particular part. Although it may not look very appropriate here, but I'll try to justify it. See, this distance is 3 because this is its radius. This circle center is also at 3, 4. So do you not think that this and this will be perpendicular? So I can drop a perpendicular from here like this. I can drop a perpendicular from here like this. Everybody got this, or shall I repeat this? I repeat why? Because this is 3, 4. This circle center is 0, 0. This having radius 3. So this is also distance 3, 3, 0. So this point here will be a perpendicular here. I hope no confusion on what did I do so. And this point here will be 3, 0. So far, this is the figure. I haven't started solving the question. I'm still, Jayasudha, they are amazingly important in real life. In space science, this is exactly what happens. Ellipse, parabola, circle, and hyperbola. Thank Kepler, Galileo, and all these mathematicians and scientists, astronomers. They came up with these conclusions. And we are doing a lot of discoveries in space science, astronomy and all. So now, this is what we know. So far, I hope no confusion on that. Let the line through x and y intersect C3 at z and y. So let the line through x and y intersect C3 at z and y. Okay. So let the line through x and y. So there is a line which is going through x and y. So I'm drawing a line through x and y. And this line, I'm not sure that it will pass through origin or not. But this is intersecting C3 at z and w. It is intersecting C3 at z and w. So this point is z, this point is w. So first of all, construction itself is huge in this question. Then what are we given next? Let a common tangent of C1. Okay, this is the second part that I'll do later. But now let me begin with what I know. And this is what I know. Because this second part of this question is technically dealing with alpha. And if I deal with alpha, alpha is solely a single option. 3 options are based on this conclusion. So I hope so far whatever I've done is absolutely understood by everyone. No confusion on whatever I've done so far. All the participants. Can I move ahead from here? Everybody. Now, let's begin with this. Let's start coming out with few conclusions. The first conclusion. Pay attention to this. I am now interested in the first part, 2h plus k. What is 2h plus k? 2h plus k is nothing but the center of this circle. This is your h comma k. This is your h comma k, which is the center of the circle C3. How do I work it out? Okay, let me try and work it out. First of all, this mn, shall I not say, is the diameter of this circle, bigger circle. I hope you remember it. And this mn, of course, this circle has a radius small r. So this mn will be equal to 2r. No. It is not a short question. It will take some time. Have patience. I have already told you in the beginning of this question. Now, if I call it O for a while, this let's call as, I hope other keywords are used. So I'll be using some other letters. M, N, Z, W are used. So let me call it P for a while. And let me call it this I'll call it C. Have we used? I think we haven't. So let me call it Q for a while. I hope Q is also not used. And this is your Y. Mind you, students, this is the Y and this here is X. So can I say that here I'll be first of all telling you this simple result that it will be OM. This MN will be equal to OM plus I will say this will be equal to OM. I hope you're getting it. Then OQ plus QN. Then it will be OQ plus QN. Sir, why did you do this? Pay attention to this part. This OM I already know. This is the center of C1, which is what? 3. Now what is OQ? Pay attention to this. This is OQ. OQ I know because Q is 3, 4. This is 0, 0. 3, 4 come from 0, 0 is clearly 5. Then do I know QN? I know. Why? Because Qn is also going to be the radius of this circle. Which circle? This circle, and this circle 3 comma 4 is given its radius as 4. I hope you remember that. So this Qn is 4. Everybody got this? So this clearly gives you what? 9 plus 3, 12. 12 by 2 is 6. So this R we have received as 6. One of the most crucial conclusions we have came up with, that R is going to be 6. Everybody got this? So we have come up with this conclusion that R is going to be 6. Now what? Now the next part. Let's try and work out h comma k. You tell me that here, if I call this angle as theta for a while, if I call this angle theta for a while, this particular angle theta for a while, then tan theta, can you help me with? I hope you all will agree that sir, tan theta is perpendicular upon base, so 4 by 3. So tan theta you already know is 4 by 3. So if I take any point on this circle, if I take any point on this circle, which is your point P, which is h comma k. Now, why am I saying that this P will lie on h comma k? Because by applying the condition that these circles are touching each other internally, by that conclusion, will I not say that P will lie here on this circle only? If they touch each other internally by applying this simple logic here. So this P will have the coordinates, I hope you remember, r cos theta, comma r sin theta. By having that logic in mind, I'll do that. Everybody listening and understanding that. So what is P? R cos theta, r sin theta. So do we know this radius of this circle? Small r is not this r. Let me correct that here. Small r is not that r. Small r is the radius of this C1. And C1 has radius 3. So it should be 3 cos theta, comma 3 sin theta. Sir, how are you going to get cos theta and sin theta? I think I already have. This is tan theta. So from here, I would not hesitate in saying that cos theta and sin theta are going to be what? Sin theta will be 4 by 5. Cos theta will be 3 by 5. So if I put them there, P I'll crack as 3 into 3 by 5. That is 9 by 5. And 3 sin theta, 3 into 4 by 5. That is 12 by 5. So I think I have h comma k. This is nothing but what? H comma k. Everyone with me so far? I hope it isn't getting confusing at all. Okay, this is tough. In the last session, Jayasudha, you were complaining a lot about level of questions. You thought they were very easy. So I thought I should bring some moderate questions as well. I did not do it intentionally, but I just picked few questions and they came out to be more moderate as per your observation. But I'll still say this is not a very tough question. It is lengthy. So here, I hope so far we have been able to conclude h and k. So if I have concluded h and k, I hope you can conclude 2h plus k. That is absolutely your job. So shall I skip? Match the following part to be done by yourself. 2h plus k. So 2h plus k. 2 into 9 by 5. That is 18 by 5. So it should be 18 by 5 plus k. What would be k? K will be 12 by 5. So 18 plus 12, how much is that? That is 30. 30 by 5 is 6. So here, this 1 should be matched with P. Although 1 is not matched with P. 1 is matched with U. So I think that is incorrect. I hope I'm doing it correctly. Let me do it one more time. This is 9 by 5, 12 by 5, 18 by 5, 18 by 5. Sorry. It's 2 into h plus k. So that is 18 plus 12. That is 30 by 5. 30 by 5 is 6. Which of the following is only incorrect combination? So I think 1 should be matched with P. But if 1 is matched with S and U, I think there is something wrong here. Which of the following is the only incorrect option? Are we doing any mistake? Because these cannot be the options. I think there is something wrong with the options, because this and this are clubbed with this and this are clubbed with this. I think there is something wrong with the option. Forget the options. Let's focus on this part. I hope 2h plus k is going to be 6. Everybody got that? Now, getting back to the discussion. Now we need ZW and XY. We need ZW and XY. So let's try working out ZW and XY. What will be ZW and what will be XY? Let's try work that out. So ZW, I hope you are seeing this length here is your ZW, and this length here, which length? This length is your XY. So if I say that, please pay attention, this is your chord, I'm really sorry, this is your chord to the circle C3, and from circle C3 center, if I'm dropping a perpendicular here, the chord should be bisected. I hope it's not very confusing. Yes. With this, Okay, that's good, Saurabh. Thank you so much for that. With this, I'll say OZ here, or OW will be half of it. So if somebody is asking you ZW, will I not say it should be double of either OZ or OW? So let me write it as OZ. Similarly, when you talk about XY, I hope some of you must have already drawn this conclusion. XY is a chord of this circle C1. And on xy, I'm really sorry, of this it is the diameter of C1. So I think that I already know. Xy, okay, that is the confusion. Xy is not necessarily passing through origin. That conclusion you should keep in mind. So xy is not 6. Xy is not 6. Xy is simply a chord of this circle. So this is a perpendicular distance, although we couldn't draw it properly. So I hope you're understanding. There, xy should have been drawn by me a little away from there. I hope you're able to see that difference. I repeat, xy is not necessarily passing through origin. I told you this in the beginning of this question as well. So there, if somebody is asking you xy, I'll write it as 2 times xo. I hope you're okay with that. So it will be 2 times xo or ox. So this 2 and 2 are cancelled. I'm interested in oz by ox. I am now interested in oz by ox. Everyone comfortably getting this? Now, how do we find oz? How do we find oz? So this is your oz. This is your oz. So can I find oz by using Pythagoras here? How Pythagoras said? Oz I'll be writing as, I hope you are paying attention to this. Oz I'll be writing as this right angle triangle. Either this you take or this one you take, whichever you wish to take, you can take. So this right angle triangle, if I look at OPZ, I think that will help me in cracking OZ. So OZ will be under root over ZP square minus OP square. Did you get that? So it will be under root over ZP square minus OP square. I hope it is not getting confusing. Whole divided by OX. How will I find OX? I think OX also we can find by simply doing this. What? Doing what? By doing this. I think I should do this. I'll show it to you so that it doesn't get confusing. XP square, OP square and OX square. I hope Pythagoras. Can you see that? So with this, I'll be writing this OX as under root over, I hope you are paying attention, OX as XP square or PX square I can call it, minus OP square. So far, give me a quick update. Is it understandable? Everybody with me on this? Sure, library. I'll do a video on that. Don't worry. Now, PZ square. What is PZ square? I think we already have this. Why am I saying this? Because PZ square, if I am interested in, I think I should have taken QZ square. Why am I saying this? Because PZ will be tough for us to figure out. I'll say instead of PZ, I should have taken it as QZ. I should have taken it as QZ square. I'll tell you why. And from QZ square, I should subtract OQ square. I should have subtracted OQ square. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you. First of all, QZ. What is QZ? I hope you're understanding. QZ is the radius of the C3. So that will be 6 square. So that is under root over 36 minus something divided by something here. Now what will be OQ? Let's pay attention to that. I think OQ we already have cracked. It is clearly 5. So 5 square is 25. So that you already know is going to be this. Numerator is sorted. No, Sai Ram. Diagram will not be there in the question that we have drawn. So it is a lengthy question. Now let's talk about PX. What will be PX? I hope from here, if I'm interested in finding PX, it will be tough for us to find PX. I think I have again taken the wrong one. What do we need? We need OX. For OX also, I'll take same QX and OQ. I'll take QX and OQ. Yes, I should have taken QX and OQ. So there also I'll take QX and OQ. I repeat, it should be QX square minus OQ square. I repeat, what did we need? We need OX. So OX can be done with QX and OQ. So what is QX square? That is again the radius of C2. The radius of C2. What is QX? QX is the radius of C2. I hope you are noticing it. The radius of C2 was given as 4. So QX is what? 4 square, that is 16 minus OQ. What is OQ? Am I making any mistake here? Because I think we are doing something wrong here. What do we need? We need OX, right? So for OX, Okay, 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 okay. Yes, I now realize it. So let me check it for OZ as well. Have patience. Let me just correct it because I have mistakenly. This is the problem with this figure because I have mistakenly this line is passing through this origin, although it is not. But in my image, it is looking like that, and that's where I'm making that mistake. So I need to be more accurate. Let me correct this part as well. QZ and OQ. So OZ. I have taken. Shall I draw it differently? This smaller part here. So this is your O, this is your line, this is your O, and these are your points Z and W, and these are your points X and Y. Let me draw it separately so that it does not become confusing. So this over here is your point O. First of all, let me zoom it in so that I can show it to you. So this is your point, which is the midpoint. So I hope this is the confusion which we are making. So let me just correct this confusion here. Let me just redo it. I'll redo it. This was a problem. Sir, you do this some 18 minutes, we do 18 minutes I'm taking because I'm explaining it. If I am not explaining it, yes, but it will take some time. It is that one of those lengthiest questions you would be solving in this examination hall. So I'll come back to this. First of all, we are interested in OZ. So OZ, if I'm interested in, this is your OZ. This is your OZ. So if I'm working out OZ, I hope you're understanding. Can I do it? I hope I'm dropping a perpendicular, but it will be very difficult for me to explain it. Or I'll have to draw that entire image again. Okay, I'll talk about this. This point is basically creating that whole problem. Now I'm in that dilemma. Shall I draw that image again? Because this small difference, are you seeing? That is not very less difference. It should be zoom it in so that it could be understood by God. Now I'm trying to make you understand. Let's call this also a point, and this is a point which will unnecessarily make it complicated. I should have drawn it more properly, but this is what happens. Let me call this point, let's say we have used all, so let me call it D for a while. Can I call it D? So very small point, the intersection of XY with MQ, I hope you are seeing. This point over here is your point D. Are you okay with that if I do so? Now, if I'm doing this, what are we interested in? We are interested in OZ. We are interested in OZ. So this OZ will be, I hope you are seeing, OZ will be DZ square, I repeat, DZ square plus OD square. I hope you are seeing this. Or shall I repeat this part? Everybody got this, or shall I repeat this? Everybody, give me a quick update on this. Be smart guy is saying, sir, the equation of the line ZW is subtraction f of two circles. We get the equation. ZW, yes, it is the common chord. It is the common chord. Yes, that is also a very good observation. I think that I should have done. So I am giving you one more approach that is suggested by Be Smart Guy. Be Smart Guy is saying that this is the common chord. I hope you remember the concept of common chord. Let me come back to that. This is your common chord, and if this is the common chord here, this is your circle S1 is equals to 0. This is your circle S2 is equals to 0. So common chord is given by S1 minus S2 is equals to 0. Although it becomes a radical axis as well, because if they are touching each other or they are separated, then it is the radical axis as well. In this case also, this is the radical axis. So by suggestion taken by Be Smart Guy, I could have done this one thing as well. From C2, if I subtract C1, or from C1, if I subtract C2, I'll get this equation of this line ZW. And if I solve that equation of that line ZW with these circles, I'll get X, Y, Z, and W. I'll get all the 4 points. And once I have gotten all the 4 points, I'll get it done. But there, I am getting stuck with the image, or shall I redraw it? Let me solve the next part. I'll come back to this part. Don't worry. Let's solve the third part. I'll come back to this part. Let me try and find the area of MZN and ZMW. MZN and ZMW. Okay. So triangle MZN and the triangle ZMW. This area, first of all, let me find. What is it? ZMW. So this is ZMW. So these two triangles areas ratio we need to cover. Okay. I hope everyone comfortable with that. I'll come back to that second part. Don't worry. Right now I'm skipping it because that point is making me stuck there. And of course, with matrix match type, you don't have to solve all the options. I'm showing it to you because I want to make you understand how do you approach all of these questions conceptually. So even if I solve 3 of them, first, third, and fourth, I think we'll be in a position to eliminate or work out. Now, let me talk about this third option, right? So third option is what? Area of MZN, ZMW. I hope MZN. So this is your MZN. Are you noticing it? MZN. So with MZN, if I use half base into height, so half base into height, So MZN, so MN is base. I hope you're seeing it. MN is base, and this ZD will be height. So Mn is base and ZD is your height divided by the area of ZMW. The area of ZMW. So the area of ZMW. So for ZMW, can I take ZW as base, ZW as base, ZW as base, and MD as height? I hope no confusion on that so far. Everybody with me on this, all the participants. Now pay attention to this part here. Half and half are already eliminated, so I need not worry about that. Now let me talk about these results. Mn, ZD, ZW, MD. ZD and MD. ZD and MD. Where are they? ZD and MD. Okay, no relation, but I will establish or try to establish ZD and ZW. Do I know something between ZD and ZW? This is ZD and ZW. Now pay attention to this part. By symmetry only, can I not say that ZD is half of ZW? I repeat, ZD is half of ZW. ZD is half of ZW. So can I say ZW is double of ZD? So this will be double of ZD. So this ZD and ZD are cancelled. So my point is boiling down to half of Mn by MD. So what is Mn and what is MD? Let's try and work it out. What is Mn? I hope I already know Mn. What is Mn here, students? Mn, if you pay attention to, this is your Mn. What is Mn here? Mn is your diameter of this C3. So 6 is the radius. So diameter will be 12. So that's your Mn. Now I am interested in MD. What is MD? Pay attention to this part. MD here is this. Now pay attention to this part again. The catch here is I need to find MD. So can I say if I'm interested in finding MD, that MD will be MO plus OD? That MD will be MO plus OD. I hope everyone is listening and understanding this without any confusion. What is MO? Sir, MO is the radius of this circle C1, which is clearly 3. Now I need to find OD, although I have not drawn this image properly, but I hope most of you must be noticing that there is a small difference here, OD. Everybody getting that? So how do I find this OD? This OD is still making this angle theta. So that I know, great. Apart from this, what I know, this image is creating that whole problem. Had I drawn it properly, I would have cracked OD more properly. Let me think here, because I will, OD is what I need to find, right? I will do this thing, if you are okay with this. Let me work out OD separately. I am interested in OD, right? For OD, can I do this? From OP, if I subtract PD, let me try and do this. OP, if I subtract PD. Why? Because OP is what? Radius of this. So what is OP? Sir, OP is, we already know, is 3 minus PD. Now how do I work out PD? I am interested in finding PD. So PD you can work out. Midpoint of common chord is D. Yes. Be smart guy. PD. So there are two ways. One way is the approach suggested by Be Smart guy. What he suggested was, sir, find the equation of this line. On this line, drop a perpendicular from P. That will be PD. Or other approach for finding PD, because that is a lengthy approach. I am thinking of a better approach or a smaller approach. So for PD, right, this is your PD. So for PD, what I'll do is DQ minus PQ. No, that will be lengthy. Or PD, right? PD is what I need. So for PD, I will say, for PD, this is okay. I'll use that approach. Which approach? Let me write the equation of XY. So I am writing the equation of XY, which is a little lengthy approach, but we are getting stuck. So I'm solving it with this approach. So XY is what? The common chord of circle. XY is your common chord of circle C1 and C2. I hope you remember that. So C1 is your sorted, x square plus y square is equal to 9. C2 is also sorted. So if I do C1 minus C2, I'll get the equation of the chord CY. I hope you're getting it. So this gives you what? X square and x square cancelled, y square and y square are cancelled. So I hope you're understanding. Now this will give me 3 square, which is 9. This will give me 4 square, which is 16. I hope you're getting it. Then what will I get? I'll get minus 2 into 3 into x, which will be what? Minus 6x. I'll get minus 4 into 2 into y, which is minus 8y. I hope you're getting it. So this is the difference of LHS. This minus this. X square x are cancelled. 9 and 16, then minus 6x minus 8y. On the right hand side, 16 minus 9. How much is that? I'll write it as 16 minus 9 only, just to keep it like this. So this 16 are cancelled. When simplify this 6x, 8y, if I push there, 6x plus 8y, this becomes 9, that is 18. So this becomes what? Divided by 2 gives you 3x plus 4y is equal to 9. This is that common chord, 3x plus 4y is equal to 9. That clearly is not passing through origin. I hope now you're realizing if it is not passing through origin, this line 3x plus 4y, let me remove this part. 3x plus 4y is equals to 9. So this line is 3x plus 4y is equals to 9. Now I hope it is evident that this D point is not passing through origin, is not overlapping or coinciding with origin. Now what I'll do is I know this Q. I know this Q. Do I know this P? No, I don't know. P also we know. So from this point, if I drop a perpendicular on this line, I'm not doing that calculation, I'm skipping that, but I'm believing that you are understanding it. From this 9 by 5, 12 by 5, if you are dropping a perpendicular on this line, you'll find its perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance means what? I am finding PD now. I hope you're paying attention to this. So PD here will be given by 9 by 5. So 3 into 9 by 5 plus 12 by 5. So 4 into 12 by 5. Although there could have been some other approach, but here I'm not able to draw this point very properly. That's why we are getting stuck. Okay, self-study is possible, great. Minus 9, that's the point here in the numerator, divided by under root over 3 square plus 4 square, that is clearly 5. Everybody got that comfortably. So if I multiply this also by 5 and divide this also by 5, so this 5 is getting cancelled by this. No, it's becoming 25. So with this PD is calculated. When you calculate PD, you put it here, OP minus PD you get, with this you get OD. With this you get OD, and that OD you substitute here. I'll calculate it so that the calculation is done and the whole question is done. Otherwise, the question will be left undone, right? So let me do it here. 9 into 3, 27. So this is, I'm solving here. 27 plus, how much is that? 12 into 4, that is 48. And this is 45. Divided by 5 into 5, that is 25. Correct me if I'm wrong. 48 and 5, how much is that? That is clearly 3. 3 plus 27 is 30. So it is 30 by 25. 30 by 25, I hope, is 6 by 5. It is 6 by 5. So this PD comes out as 6 by 5. If this comes out as 6 by 5, I think OD is received as 5 into 3, 15. A lot of calculation is there in this question. So 15 minus 6 by 5. I hope no confusion on whatever is being done. So 15 minus 6 is 9. So this you receive as 9 by 5. You could have calculated by some other method as well. Okay, so OD we receive as 9 by 5. OD we receive as 9 by 5. I'll tell you one more approach here. If this becomes this is your O, this is your D, and this could have been done. Okay, skip this now. If I found it, let's use it now. So OD we have found. OD is 9 by 5. So if I put, I think it's not OD. Yes, it's OD. OD is what? 9 by 5. So if OD is found to be 9 by 5, we were interested in MD. Now what is MD? What is MD? MD is 3 plus OD. OD is what? 9 by 5. So I'll put 9 by 5 here. So this is again 15 plus 9. How much is that? 24 by 5. So this finally is received as, I hope everyone is comfortably understanding it, 15 plus 9. So this is your 15 plus 9. I hope no doubt with this 15 plus 9 by 5. That clearly is 24 by 5. A lot of calculation is there. I totally accept this. Right, got this everyone. So 24 by 5 I receive as the value of MD. So MD is 24 by 5. Now you simply calculate it and get the answer, which is absolutely doable, and through that you find this ratio. So I think 3 things we have done. We have worked out option 1, we have worked out option 3, and now we can work out option 2 as well, which will not be a difficult task because we were getting stuck with OD. Now we have cracked OD. I think option B can also be done. Now, let's talk about option 4. Let's talk about this alpha now. Pay attention to this part. Now we are interested in this alpha. Look at this part. This is the easiest part of this question. What does it say? It says Let the line through X and Y intersect C3 and Z and W. Okay. Okay. Then let a common tangent of C1 and C3. So there is a common tangent of C1 and C3. There is a common tangent of C1 and C3. Common tangent of C1 and C3 if I talk about, I hope you're understanding. Common tangent of C1 and C3 if I now talk about, will I not say that it could be something like this? Common tangent of C1 and C3 if I now talk about, it could be something like this. I hope everybody is noticing it. This is going to be that common tangent of C1 and C3. Everybody noticing it? Now, if I am writing the common tangent of C1 and C3, again, it is that common tangent. If I could write the equation of that common tangent, if I could write, which part students you are not able to understand? Meenakshi, I hope this discussion is going on regarding this discussion only which we are having right now. So here, I am asked the value of alpha, right? If I am asked the value of alpha, that common tangent is a tangent to this parabola. Okay. Let me talk in terms of C1 right now. So this C1, let's say, has a tangent. And if this C1 has a tangent, I get this silver boy, I get this. But this silver boy, this question has more options which I have taken mistakenly incorrect. So this question would not require more than that much time, more than 10 minutes. But here the point is, if options were given correctly, which I have mistakenly not brought correctly, I am solving all the 4 options. For matrix match type, you don't have to solve all the 4 options. Even with 2 or at most in a worst case 3 options, you'll get it right. I hope you got my point. So it wouldn't take much or more time than that. Now, coming back to the discussion here, which we were having, I was talking about this part that there is a parabola x square is equals to 8 alpha y. And there is a common tangent. So common tangent of C1 and C3. So if I work out the common tangent of C1 and C3, I hope that can be found. That's clearly again going to be a radical axis because from an external point, you're drawing a tangent here. So that tangent, if I could find, and if I solve it with this parabola, I repeat, condition for tangency, do you remember that? I'm just giving you the hint here for this question. I'll find the equation of tangent. I hope you remember that. Then that equation of tangent, I'll apply here and I'll solve it for alpha. Yes, be smart guy. That's exactly, but here options I have not taken correctly. That's why I'm solving all the 4 options. You don't have to do that in the matrix match type questions. Did you get that? Okay. Now I'm saying that if I get equation of tangent and if I have this parabola and if I solve both of them, I'll get a quadratic in x or y. But since it is the tangent to this parabola, so that quadratic in x should not have 2 real and distinct roots. So it should have two equal roots, and there you write d is equal to 0, which gives you eventually the condition for tangency. But let's say it is not the standard parabola here. So you don't remember the equation of the condition for tangency, let's say for a while, then you can derive it with this approach. Did you get that? I repeat, equation of tangents you find, you put it here, you solve it with this, and there you will see that solution should be only and exactly one, real and equal roots. So discriminant is equal to 0 you put, and there you will find alpha. No. Just have patience, Darshan. You will get something out of it. So a good question. It took a lot of time and we had to do it with a lot of efforts because the options were incorrect there. And that's why we got stuck there. Let's move back to this question now. A very easy, a very straightforward one. Absolutely doable. You should, if you focus here, you will be in a position to solve this. Of course, there are x-axis and y-axis because this is a coordinate geometry based question. It says there is this ellipse. Okay, standard ellipse. So if there is this standard ellipse, it could be somewhat like this. I hope you're okay with this ellipse. Now, this is inscribed in a rectangle. So this ellipse is inscribed in a rectangle. Okay, so this ellipse is inscribed in a rectangle. So this rectangle would look like this. Everyone comfortable with what I'm doing here? Now, whose sides are parallel to the coordinate axis? So this is the correct or appropriate rectangle I have drawn. Then another ellipse E2 passing through the point 0, 4. First of all, pay attention to this part. This point here will be 3, 0. I hope no doubt on that. And this point here will be 0, 2. I hope you're getting it. So there is another ellipse which is passing through 0, 4. So let's say this is the point 0, 4. And it is circumscribing this rectangle R. So what is the beauty of that ellipse? Let me try and draw it here. The beauty of that ellipse here is that it is passing first of all through 0, 4, and it is circumscribing, it is indeed circumscribing this rectangle here. Are you able to notice what I'm trying to suggest here, or are you confused? I hope nobody is confused. I repeat my part. There is another ellipse which is circumscribing this rectangle, which means rectangle is inscribed in this ellipse, and that ellipse is passing through 0, 4. Everybody got this? Now, the second part is, I hope this point is very well understood by you all, that this point will be 3, 2, 3, 2. So what I know about this ellipse is that, sir, this ellipse passes through 2 points, 0, 4 and 3, 2. And what am I asked? The eccentricity of this ellipse. I think one of the easiest questions of today's discussion. More importantly, after the question which we have just done. So here, if I write or take it as x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equals to 1, I'll simply do two things without any hesitation. Here, x is 3. Yes, I'll first of all say that, sir, since it passes through 0, 4, I'll pass 0, 4 here. So 0 by anything is 0. 4 square is what? 16. So this is 16 by b square is equals to 1. With that, I crack b square. That b square we receive as 16. So one of the values we have gotten. Now, since we know that this ellipse passes through 3, 2, so if it passes through 3, 2, I'll make it satisfied by 3, 2 as well. What is this? 3 square is going to be 9 by a square plus 4. 2 square is 4 by b square. B square is clearly 16 is equal to 1. So I have got an a square from here. 4 by 16 is 1 by 4. 1 minus 1 by 4, which is clearly 3 by 4, or I'll do it somewhere else. So this 4 by 4 becomes minus 1 by 4 there. This becomes 3 by 4. So 9 by a square is equal to 3 by 4. So 3 and 3 is 9. 4 into 3 is 12. So a square we receive as 12. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I think we have a square and b square both. Now pay attention to this part. This is going to be that vertical ellipse. I hope you're getting it. I'm asked the eccentricity of the ellipse. For ellipse, I hope remember, for hyperbola, eccentricity e square is 1 plus b square by a square. But for this ellipse, it will be 1 minus b square by a square. Do you remember that? So it will clearly be 16 by 12. So it is 1 minus 6. I'm really sorry. It's not 16 by 12. Here, the catch is, I hope you're understanding, this is going to be a vertical ellipse. And if it is a vertical ellipse, it will be 1 minus a square by b square. Sir, my conic questions took algebra heavy initially, but later collapsed geometrically. How do we train ourselves to detect the geometric interpretation early? Silver boy, I'll say, watch these sessions in one words. That's my conclusion. So what is a square? A square, I think, was 12. B square was what? B square was 16. So it should be 1 minus 12 by 16. That will give you the final answer. And that will be the final answer. Means what? 12 by 16 is 3 by 4. So 1 minus 3 by 4. That is 1 by 4. Square root of 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. That's your eccentricity. Everybody got this? I hope no confusion whatsoever we have done so far. Now, let's solve the next question for the day. Again, a very simple, straightforward and doable question. How do we solve this? Look at this. We are told in this question that A and B are non-zero and real numbers. Okay. Non-zero and real numbers. 1 by root 2 because it is, no, it's 1 by 2 because it is 1 by 4. So square root of 1 by 4 will be 1 by 2. Yes, that's exactly what I do. No, it's not conic. It was this question only. Now, here. This question says A and B are non-zero real numbers. Then the equation this represents. Okay, we'll go option by option because we got to go through options only in this case. So, I'll talk first of all about this particular part, x square minus 5xy plus 6y square. If you simply rearrange it, is it not looking like x square minus, I'll say, 2xy minus 3xy plus 6y square? I'm trying to split it. I hope you're understanding it. Because if this product is 0, either this is 0 or this is 0. So what if this is 0? I'm working out that possibility. So if this becomes 0, it gives me what? X square minus 2xy minus 6. So plus 6. So if I take x common from here, I'll be left with x minus 2y. And if I take minus 3 common from there, if I take minus 3y common from there, I'll again be left with x minus 2y. I hope you're getting it. So my final verdict will be x minus 3y and x minus 2y. So these are clearly two straight lines. These are clearly two straight lines. So this part represents pair of straight lines. One of them is x minus 3y is equals to 0 and other one is x minus 2y is equals to 0. So first of all, two straight lines are there. Two straight lines are there. So whichever option is saying two straight lines could be wrong. So two straight lines, two straight lines. So I'm first of all, it is option B. It is option B. Mind you, students, this is option A, B, C, D. So I'm now talking about option B and C, but option A and D also we need to explore. Now, no, Mr. Siva Kumar, definitely not. But we are trying to bring all sorts of questions here. Now, let's talk about the next conclusion. What is that? This particular part, ax square plus by square is plus c. So if that I put equal to 0, I'll get ax square plus by square is equal to minus c. Now, what can I bring with this? Let me go option by option in this case here. First option, 4 straight lines when c is 0 and AB are of the same sign. So two straight lines I've gotten from here. Now, let's talk about this case. C, let's say if 0 and if A and B are of the same sign, then I'll have ax square plus by square is equal to 0. So if AB are of the same sign, which means either both of them are positive or both of them are negative. So positive plus positive 0, no, that's not possible. Negative plus negative is 0, no, that's not possible. So this of course is clearly not possible. If A and B are of both same sign, then it is either positive plus positive or negative plus negative. That means option A is absolutely wrong. Did you all get this, or shall I repeat this part, all the participants? Now, let me talk about option B. Two straight lines. Yes, I have gotten two straight lines. And a circle when A is equal to B. Okay. And a circle. And a circle means what? They are saying A is equal to B. So if A and B are equal, I'll get x square plus y square. A and A, so it will become minus c by A, and I am told that C is of sign opposite to that of A. So if C and A are opposite in sign, that's negative of negative, that's positive. So this whole expression is positive. So indeed it is a circle. Why am I saying this? Because x square plus y square is equals to something positive is a circle centered at origin having some radius. So of course this option B is absolutely correct. It is representing two straight lines and a circle when A and B are equal and C is opposite to that of A. Yes, option B is correct. So I did not check option C and D, but if you want, I can check it. Two straight lines and a hyperbola when A and B are of the same sign and C is sign opposite to that. If that same logic is applied, no, it's not a hyperbola, it was a circle. So option C is incorrect. Circle and ellipse, no, again, circle and ellipse, totally not possible. Two straight lines I'm definitely getting. And the second one is not an ellipse, it's a circle if that condition is imposed. Everybody got this? So option B is correct. I hope no confusion on that. Let us move towards the next question here. Again, a very easy, very simple, absolutely doable, and let's see how many of you get this. This question says 6, 3 be a point on this hyperbola. And a normal at this point P intersects x-axis at 9, 0. The easiest questions for the day, the absolutely easy question. One of the simplest questions of our today's discussion. How do we solve this? Let's quickly talk about this. I'll simply share a standard result that let's say on this hyperbola, there is a point x1, y1. Do we know how to write the equation of a normal on it? I hope you remember the normal is given by a square x by x1 plus b square y upon y1 is equal to a square plus b square. Do you remember that result? Do you all remember that result, all the participants? And if you do, I think we have the conclusion with us. Why? Because if I write the equation of that normal, a square x, x is x upon x1. P is a point on this hyperbola and I am drawing a normal at this point P. So x1, y1 is nothing but what? 6, 3. So this will become 6 plus b square y by y1, which is 3, is equal to a square plus b square. That is the conclusion we have gotten. I hope no confusion so far. Everybody got this? Now, from here, when I go ahead, what is it? This normal, which we have drawn, intersects x-axis at 9, 0. So this is equation of that normal. This is the equation of that normal. So this equation of normal must be satisfied by 9, 0. So if I put 9, 0 here in this equation, 9 a square by 6 plus 0 is equal to a square plus b square. Are you all getting this? So this becomes how much? Sir, this becomes 3 by 2. 3 by 2. So this becomes 3 a square by 2. This 0 vanishes. So if I bring this a square here, what do I get? I get 3a square by 3a square by 2 minus a square, that is 1 by 2. So I get a square by 2 is equal to b square. We are asked the eccentricity of the hyperbola. So what do I get? I get b square by a square as 1 by 2. Everybody with me on this? Hyperbola has this eccentricity formula that e square is given by 1 plus b square by a square. Standard hyperbola we are given. Standard hyperbola we are given. So b square by a square is 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So under root 3 by 2, option B would have been the answer. This was an absolutely easy question if you know this particular formula, and I hope most of you already are aware of these identities and results and conclusions. Good, good, very good, Silver Boy. That's brilliant. From here, let's move towards the next question. I'll say one of the finest, one of the, again, most amazing questions of today's session. Why? Because if you simply look at this question, you could do it with some intuition or some observation, but you'll make a mistake. What is that mistake? Let's realize that mistake here with this question here. First of all, they have ensured that cot inverse y is from 0 to pi. Perfectly fine. Tan inverse y is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Great. What are we given? Sum of all the solutions. Okay, we'll talk about that. Sum of all the solutions of this equation. Where mod y is from 0 to 3. Let me talk about a simple data here. Which kind of simple data, sir? The data is this and this I am concerned about. So first of all, if you are thinking that, sir, we know this result that cot inverse x is tan inverse 1 by x, then I think you're wrong, because this result is half of it. Because cot inverse is tan inverse 1 by x as long as x is positive. But if x is negative, I hope you remember the result becomes pi plus tan inverse 1 by x. Do you remember that result? So first of all, this is that complete result. If you are not aware of it, you are making those mistakes. Now, when I apply this result here, this is your tan inverse, this is that. But here again there is a problem. So this we need to define cot inverse of this. What is it? It is 9 minus y square upon 6y. So I need to define it. So 9 minus y square upon 6y, 3 square minus y square. So can I not say this will be 3 plus y into 3 minus y upon 6y. So if I apply wavy curve, I hope you remember this, minus 3, 3 and 0. So minus 3, 3 and 0. But the problem here is coefficient of y is negative. So it will be minus, plus, minus, plus. One more thing most of you must have noticed here is that mod y is from 0 to 3. So will I not say that y will be from minus 3 to 3, but it cannot be 0. So 0 should be excluded. No, Om Sairam, it is pi plus, pi plus. Had it been for tan inverse, it would have been pi minus. I hope you got this. I come back to this. I'm really sorry. What did I do? I'm really sorry. This is 0 and this is 3. I'm really sorry. So I hope you got this very simple conclusion here. Jay Sudha is saying, which part are you asking me to keep negative? Which part? I did not get this. Sir, the solution end up being 3 minus root 3, leading the sum as answer C. Which solution are you talking about, Silver Boy? I think this. Okay. Now here, I am interested in keeping y from minus 3 to 3. So I know from minus 3 to 0, it is negative, and from 0 to 3, it is positive. Are you noticing it? What am I talking about is a very simple observation. Most of you must have made. What is it? That, sir, this 9 minus y square upon 6y. 9 minus y square upon 6y. It is coming out to be negative whenever y is from minus 3 to 0, and it is coming out to be positive whenever y is from 0 to 3. That's the conclusion I'm giving to you. And based on this conclusion, I'll be solving this question into two parts or in terms of two cases. Case 1. What is going to be the case 1? Case 1, when Of course, there will be two cases. So case 1 and case 2 I'll be talking about. So let me talk about case 1 first. Case 1, let's say y is from -3 to 0. So y, I'm really sorry, y I'm keeping from -3 to 0. Are you okay with that? So if I keep y from -3 to 0, I know that this will be negative. And if this is negative, and if I take a reciprocal of it, I got to add pi as well to convert it into tan inverse, this cot inverse. Are you understanding my language? So this tan inverse stays like that, which is 6y by 9 minus y square. But this cot inverse becomes pi plus tan inverse of this, which will be double of it, if you got my language. And this we are given as 2 pi by 3. If I take this pi to the other side, 2 pi by 3 minus pi is what I'll have. So this becomes minus pi by 3. This whole becomes minus pi by 3. But if I take this 2 also to the other side, it becomes minus pi by 6. It becomes minus pi by 6. If I take 10 ratio on both these sides, what do I get? This is 30 minus 30, so it is minus 1 by root 3. So I get the conclusion as 6y by 9 minus y square is equals to minus 1 by root 3. Everybody understood this? All the participants? Great, great. That's good, Silver Boy. From here, the next conclusion which I'll be getting is that I need to work it out, the quadratic finally. So the quadratic finally, which will get formed is root 3, 6 root 3y is equal to y square minus 9, correct me if I'm wrong, y square minus 9, 6 root 3y. So if I rearrange it, y square minus 6 root 3y, y square minus 6 root 3y minus 9 is equal to 0. So what should I do? Shall I not do 3 root 3 to 3 root 3? I think it is perfect square, is it not? Is it not a perfect square? Because no, it's root 3 as well, right? So it's not a perfect square. So I got to apply Sridhar-Acharya formula or splitting the middle term. 9 is what I need. 3 into 3. But 3 into 3 doesn't work. So 6 root 3 it is. So if I say 2 root 3 and 3 root 3, I think that is not 9 and also it is not. But if I say 3 root 3 and 3 root 3, will that do the job? Because 3 into 3 is 9. No, it's not. It should have been 27. So I got to solve this. So here I'll be solving it with the Sridhar-Acharya formula. Minus b, that is 6 root 3 plus minus under root over b square. So 36 into 3 minus 4ac. So 4 into 9. I hope no confusion on whatsoever done so far. Divided by 2a. So that's 2. So this is 36 into 3 plus 36. So it is 36 into 4. 36 into 4 is what? 6 into 2. That is 6 into 2. So that is 12. If I simplify it by 2 or if I divide it by 2, I'll have 12, which is 6 plus minus 3 root 3. 6 plus minus 3 root 3. But let me get back to the condition with which we begin with. Minus 3 comma 0. It is between minus 3 comma 0. So 6 plus 3 root 3 is absolutely not an acceptable answer. But 6 minus 3 root 3 is definitely a negative value. Sorry. It is clearly not a negative value because it is also not an acceptable solution. Am I getting it or solving it incorrectly? 3 root 3. 3 root 3 is how much? Root 3 is 1.7. 1.7 into 3. Let me do it quickly so that we check it whether it is there or not. 1.7 into 3. 5.1. So 6 minus 5.1 is also positive. So this should not be an acceptable value. Let me check it one more time. Have I done it correctly? This was 6 by y 9 minus y square. This was minus pi by 6 minus 1 by root 3. So y square minus 9. This was 6 root 3y. 6 root 3y when goes to the other side, y square minus 6 root 3y minus 9. So minus b plus minus under root over b square minus 4ac. So that was 36 into 3 minus 4ac, what? 36. So it is 6 into 4. Sorry, I'm really sorry. It is 6 into 2. So 6 into 2 is 12. 6 into 2 is 12. 12 is there. 12 half is 6. So it is 6 plus minus. Oh, I'm really sorry. How can I make such silly errors? It should be plus minus 6 plus 3 root 3. I'm really sorry. It should be plus minus 6 plus 3 root 3. I'm really sorry. Yes, great, great. Thank you so much for highlighting that. Thank you, students. So with this, one result will be 6 plus 3 root 3, but it is clearly positive, discarded. The other result will be minus 6 plus 3 root 3. 3 root 3 is approximately 5.1. Minus 6 plus 5.1 will be lying between minus 3 to 0. So that's our first result, first conclusion. So first conclusion or the first result is minus 6 plus 3 root 3. So this is 3 root 3 minus 6. That's our first acceptable answer. Now, let me talk about the next answer. Next case will be what? The second case, when y is from 0 to 3. When y is from 0 to 3. So second case, I'm taking when y is from 0 to 3. So if y is from 0 to 3, this is supposed to be positive. And if it is supposed to be positive, its direct inverse reciprocal can be taken and it will not matter here. This pi's inclusion will not be there. So this will become tan inverse of this plus tan inverse of this. So it becomes 2 times tan inverse of 6y by 9 minus y square. Correct me if I'm wrong. 6y by 9 minus y square is equals to 2 pi by 3. So that 2 pi by 3 gets cancelled and you're left with pi by 3. 10 pi by 3, that is 1060, which is root 3. So shall I write it as root 3 here? I hope you're okay with that, whatever I'm doing here. So this gives you what? This gives you another quadratic. What would that quadratic be? Again, I'll have to do this. All of this 6y is equal to minus root 3y square minus root 3y square plus 9 root 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. Minus root 3y square plus 9 root 3 is equals to 6y. If I rearrange all of this, what do I get finally? Let's talk about that result. I hope no confusion on whatsoever is done so far regarding or in this question. Here we are rearranging all of this. Okay, so what do I get? I'll take everything here. So it is root 3y square. Then we have plus 6y. And then we have minus 9 root 3. One thing you can take common is under root 3. So when you take under root 3 common, it is y square. But this becomes 3 into root 3, 3 into 2. So it is 2 into root 3 into root 3. So it is 2 root 3y minus 9 is equals to 0. Did you all get this? Now again, I'll find the two roots. Now some of the roots you cannot do, Silver Boy, because some of the roots you cannot do because with some of the roots the problem is whether the roots will be an acceptable set of solution or not. That's a problem. So I got to find both the roots individually. Upcoming maths class Thursday. On next Thursday will be happening the next class. Here I'll again find the roots. Minus 9 is what I need as a product. So 3 into 3, but in terms of root it will be more complicated. So why I'll be saying minus b plus minus under root over b square. So 4 into 3, that is 12 minus 4ac. So that is clearly 36 divided by 2a. b minus b, 2 root 3, b square is 4 into 3 minus of minus 4 into 9. So 36 plus 12, 48. 48 is 16 into 3. So that is 4 root 3. This is your 4 root 3. So if I divide it, this is minus root 3 plus minus 2 root 3. Minus root 3 plus minus 2 root 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right. So if I take minus root 3 minus 2 root 3, that is minus 3 root 3. That is again a negative value. We need the y to be positive here. This is how we'll check it. I am checking it. This is an acceptable value or not. We took y to be between 0 to 3. So if y is between 0 to 3, I think this is not there. So it is discarded. That's how you check it, Arvind. Now I'll talk about the next value. Next value is what? 2 root 3 minus root 3. That is root 3. It is an acceptable value because root 3 is positive and it lies between 0 to 3. So if it lies between 0 to 3, I think I have gotten the answer. The another acceptable value is root 3. So another acceptable value is root 3. So two answers we have gotten, this and this. If I add both of them, I'll get 4 root 3 minus 6. Good question it was. No, be smart guy. You don't have, yes, check in the range. Good. That's exactly what I was suggesting. From here, let us move towards the next question for the day. I'm left with few more questions, rather a lot of questions. So we'll continue with this. Here we are with another question for the day. Very quickly we'll solve it. We'll not waste much time here in this question. Sine 0, 0, cos 0, 1. This is 0, this is infinity. So it is 1 to the power infinity form. We know the solution. I hope you remember 1 to the power infinity. If it is, we write it as e to the power fx minus 1 divided by, I'm really sorry, multiplied by gx. I hope you do remember that. No confusion on that. Everybody with me on this? So here, the solution will be given by, I'm writing that solution e to the power. So this e to the power and this e to the power. So I can directly compare the exponents. So on the right hand side, it is 6. This is limit x approaches 0 from the right hand side. This is fx minus 1. So it is sine of kx. This 6 I'll write separately here. Plus cos x plus x minus 1 whole multiplied by 2 by x. So this x I introduce here, this 2 I put out here, and this we are given as 6. Did you all get this? How did I get this? All the participants. I hope it is easy, absolutely doable. So this 2, when cancels this 6, leaves you with the 3. Now, how I do it? How do I do it? I'll first of all say I'll separate it. This x I'll separate. This x I'll distribute to all of them. Individually, which means this x I'll write here. This x by x will become 1. So I'll write that one separately. So it is cos x minus 1 by x, and this is plus 1, like this. One more I think I can do. This 1 is a constant term, so this 1 can be pushed there outside, and it becomes 3 minus 1. That's clearly 2. So far I hope there is no confusion. So far I'm hoping and believing there is no confusion. Now, this part I need to solve, right? So sine of this, so I'll write it as sine of kx. So I got to divide it by sine of kx. I hope you know that. I need not explain that. Then this sine kx will get introduced in the numerator. So I got to divide it by kx. Then this kx will also get introduced in the numerator. This I'll be dividing by x. Everybody got this? Into this limit, I hope you're understanding. You can apply the 2 theta formula here, or rather you can apply L'Hopital as well, because here this is cos 0, so 1 minus 1, 0 upon 0. Direct L'Hopital I'll apply if you don't remember the direct result. So cos theta becomes what? Minus sine theta, that is minus sine x, divided by the derivative of x is 1. I hope no confusion on whatever is being said so far, but I'm really sorry. This is a plus over here. This is a plus over here. So this is a plus where limit x approaches 0 from the right hand side. This is also limit x approaches 0 from the right hand side, and this we are given as 2. I think we have now finally gotten our final answer. It's not far. 1, 1, x and x are cancelled. You're left with k. This is again 0. So k we finally receive as 2. That's your final answer. Okay, Sohan, I totally get this. Sure, we wish you all the very best. Silver Boy is saying if we apply L'Hopital twice. Okay, that's a good approach. Good. That's good. Rohit, that's good. Om Sai Ram, that's brilliant. I'm glad a lot of you are responding. That's brilliant. With this, let's solve the next question. Again, a very good one, a very insightful one, based on binomial. First of all, it is given as 10c1 square, 10c2 square with 2, 10c3 square with 3, until 10c10 square with 10. So if I rewrite this x in a more simpler version or format, what will I write it like? Will I not say that I can write in terms of summation as summation r 10cr, where r is starting from 1 till 10. R 10cr whole square, where r is from 1 to 10 I'm taking. I hope this is how I can write it like. Everyone comfortably getting this? Yes, go ahead with your doubt. Now, with this, what I'll say is 10cr square can I not write as 10cr square can I not write as 10cr into 10cr. Now, one formula we know that NCR is n by r, n minus 1, cr minus 1. If I apply that here, yes, I'm suggesting you only, Sohan. What is your doubt, Silver Boy? Go ahead with that doubt. 10cr, this 10cr, can I not replace it by 10 by r into 9cr minus 1. So with that, this r and this r are cancelled, and that 10 being the constant term goes outside. Everybody comfortable with this conclusion so far? I think we had conducted a session on that. You go and watch that session. Even Shreyash sir has conducted a video on that, did a video on that. You can watch that video as well. It will also definitely help you. Now, who is Lord Verma? From here. Now, let me try and help you with this conclusion. What is it? Before I help you with this conclusion, I hope one more identity or formula we know, that 9's NCR is NC n minus R. So here I'm willing to write this 9CR minus 1 as 9C, 9 minus R minus minus 1. So that is 10 minus R. Give me a quick update on this. Can I do that? And there it is 10CR. And on this, I'm applying summation where R is from 1 to 10 and this 10 is already outside and this is your X. Give me a quick update. Everybody understood this part comfortably? Can I move ahead from here, all the participants? Now, when I talk about the expressions which we are dealing with, go ahead with this. Pay attention to this part. Sohan, I'm not able to understand. Who are you asking for? Okay, great. Okay. Now, pay attention to this part. 9C 10 minus R. And this is 10CR. By practicing a lot of questions. Let's mind our language, Sohan. I am your teacher. Let's mind our language. This and this, if you pay attention to, is something really interesting here. Why? 10CR. How do you treat 10CR as? Do you not think that, sir, if I write 1 plus x to the power 10's expansion, and if I look for x to the power r's coefficient in it, it will be 10CR. Why? Of course, I'll not begin with 0, but I'll say 10C1, 10C2, 10C3, 10C4. They are clearly nothing but what? These coefficients of x to the power r in the expansion of 1 plus x to the power 10. Do you all agree with me on this, all the participants? Second conclusion, 9C 10 minus r. If I ask you, you tell me the expansion of 1 plus x to the power n, you tell me the expansion of 1 plus x to the power 9, and there in this expansion, if I ask you what will be the coefficient of x to the power 10 minus r, will it not be 9C 10 minus r? I hope you're getting it clearly, everyone. But sir, we are not interested in their individual coefficients. We are rather interested in their products. Shall I repeat that? What you all must have noticed it, that 10 minus r plus r, which means this minus r and r is getting cancelled. So constant term 10 you're receiving. That's the advantage here. And that's the whole point I'm asking you to understand here. Shall I not say that if this and this coefficient is what I need to understand, then I'll say in the expansion of 1 plus x to the power 9 into 1 plus x to the power 10, I'll be finding the coefficient of x to the power 10 minus r into x to the power r. That will exactly be this. What we are asked. Shall I repeat that line? Whatever I've just mentioned, did you all understand this? So all I'm saying is that this result, of course, this is this result, and the product of these two results is nothing. But I'll say, yes, that trick, Shri Harish, go ahead with that. I'm eagerly waiting for your response. This product which we are wanting will be equal to 1 plus x to the power 9 into 1 plus x to the power 10, which is 1 plus x to the power 19's expansion. In this expansion, if I look for the coefficient of x to the power 10 minus r into x to the power r, that will be my answer. Brilliant. What about other participants? Did you all also get this? So with this, will I not say that this minus r and r, it clearly becomes x to the power 10 here. It clearly becomes x to the power 10 here. So my question boils down to a simple fact that I am simply looking for the coefficient of x to the power 10 in the expansion of this. That's how easy this question is. But you got to go through all of this. You got to make it look like this. And I hope I need not tell you, in 1 plus x to the power 19, the coefficient of x to the power 10 is 19C10. So my answer here will be the value of this x here will be, this was 10 outside, into 19C10. From here, it's merely a calculation, which I'm not going to do. Will you will you do that by yourself? No, answer is not a trick. The approach, this approach we discuss in our regular classes as well. Creative is saying that admit card is released. Thank you so much for the update. I am re-informing you all that admit card is released. You can visit the website and download your admit card. But when you download your admit card, ensure that you check all the details correctly. You don't mess up with the details, the center address specifically. What usually happens is that in a city, sometimes two schools or two institutes with that same name is given or there. Sometimes it happens. So let's say your center is some other, but you reach to some other center and all of a sudden you panic, and that ruins your mood, that spoils your mood. You may reach to the correct center, but with some bad or spoiled mood, and that affects. So ensure you do a proper research on the center. Research means you do a Google map thing and all. Now, this question, again, one of the most amazing questions for the day. Here, how do we solve this one? Let's talk about that. Everybody paying attention to this. Consider this matrix P. Let me have some water and then we'll resume. We'll resume in a while. Let me have some water. By the time you can solve this, I think this is MCQ. So we are stopping the poll from the previous one. This was regarding previous. That's good. Radhesh, Sanjeev and Saurav. I'll be conducting a poll here. Single choice, timeless poll. Let's see how many of you get it right by the time I'm having my water. This is the final question for the day. Cyber Rock, you go and watch our shorts. We are clearly making those to help you with that. Okay, one of the amazing questions of today's session again, and this is the final question for the day. With this, we'll call it a day. How do we solve this? Let's talk about that. There is a matrix P. So this is your matrix P. Transpose we know is xt. The number of 3 by 3 matrices Q. Q is an invertible. Okay, so Q inverse is existing, and that is what we are given, such that Q inverse is Qt and PQ is equals to QP. Okay, we'll use that. We'll use both of this these two lines to figure out our final answer. Let me begin with the first conclusion. They came up with this, that Q inverse is Qt. So if Q inverse is said to be Qt, if I multiply it by Q on both the sides, so Q inverse is QQT, which means QQT is I. And I hope we had a discussion on this when we discussed chapter matrices, that yes, when Q into QT is I, it is a, what is somebody saying? Silver voice, sir, is it B since P has instinct? I did not read it. A lot of information you are giving there, sir. Class 11 wasted. I think we had a discussion on that, Sohan. Okay, I'll come back to this. So I am saying that these two information I'll use. This Q into Qt I'll put as identity matrix, and PQ is equals to QP. That also I'll do. With this, I'll somewhere reach to a good conclusion. Now, we need to talk about a matrix, then the number of 3 by 3 invertible matrices Q. P is given. So let me take Q as a matrix. PQ is QP. So PQ is QP. So P is what? P is this, which is 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. That's your P. I am taking Q as A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I. I hope you're okay with that. So this is PQ is given as QP. What will be QP? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. This is Q. What is P? P is your 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, and the third is 0, 0, 3. I hope whatever I'm doing or suggesting here is very well understood by everyone. No confusion on that. Great. Laksh batch is for 12th class students, but if you're a dropper, you can. But we'll be focusing more on 12th in that class. Here we are. I hope row by column. So 200 ADG will be 2A here. Did you all get this? 200 BEH is 2B here. 200 CFI is 2C here. Then 020 ADG will be 2D here. This will give me 2E here, and this will give me 2F from here. This will give me 003, this will give me 3G, this will give me 3H, and this will give me 3I. That's the product we have received on the left hand side. I hope you know matrix multiplication, that I need not explain. Now on the right hand side, again ABC 200, that's your 2A, no doubt about that. ABC 020, that's 2B. And similarly, ABC 003, that's 3C. Similarly, this DEF 200, 2D. DEF 020 is 2E and DEF 003 is 3F. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I hope no confusion so far on whatever is being done. The next conclusion, GHI 200, this and this, that's 2G. GHI 020, that's 2H. And GHI 003, that's 3I. Matrix multiplication, simple, easy, absolutely doable and understandable. From here, the next part, I hope now, if I start concluding few things. So 2A is equal to 2A, no conclusion. 2B is equals to 2B, no conclusion. But if somebody says 2C is equals to 3C, if somebody says 2C is equals to 3C, I hope you are clearly seeing that C will be 0. From here, C will be 0. So first conclusion I have received, that C will be 0. Everybody getting this? From here, 2D is 2D, 2E is 2E, 2F is 3F, that means F will also be 0. Then 3G is 2G, that means G is also 0. 3H is 2H, that means H is also 0. And 3I is 3I, that means no conclusion. So out of these 9 values which I took, 4 entries coming out to be 0. P has distinct diagonal elements. Q must also be a diagonal for PQQP for an orthogonal matrix with integer entries, each diagonal. Yes. Good observation, Silver Boy. Very good observation. With this, I now will talk about this. Pay attention to this part. 4 values out of these values are 0. Now let me redefine this R. Sorry, not R. Let me redefine this P. This is your P. This is your matrix P. So C, G, F, H are 0. Okay. So how are you defining this matrix P? That matters now. Pay attention to this part. This is your P. This is your P, the number of invertible matrices Q. Sorry, P is already given. This is your Q now. So this is your Q, which is given as A, B, C. So A and B are there, but C is 0. So A, B, 0. Then D, E, F. So D, E, F. So D and E will be there, but F will be 0. So D, E, F. Then G, H, I. So G and H will be 0 and I will be there. That's your matrix Q. Now one more information I have, that Q into Q transpose is an identity matrix. Getting it? Yes, I totally get this. If you're not able to solve this, when you receive this entire PDF after this session, then solve those questions by yourself. When you revise this entire PDF, you go through easy, moderate and tough questions. Easy questions you need not look at. Moderate questions solve again by yourself, and tough questions solve them twice. Because there you need to pay attention. Solve them twice means solve them today and then 2 days before your examination, so that you go through those questions or concepts where you are committing the mistakes. Coming back to the discussion, Q into Q transpose is an identity matrix. So this is Q. If I multiply this Q with Q transpose, what will be Q transpose? This will be A, B, 0, then D, E, 0, then 0, 0, I. This we are given to be an identity matrix. So I'll first of all find the product here. Comfortable, everyone? So AB0, that's A square plus B square. AB0 with the DE0, that is AD plus BE and 0. AD0 with 0, 0, I, that's 0, right? DE0 with AB0, that is again ADBE. So again, this same data I'm getting here, need not write it here unnecessarily again. DE0, that's D square plus E square. So from here, we are reaching to a good conclusion. We are finally close to what we need. DE0, 0, that's again 0. Now, 0, AB0, that's 0. 0, DE0, that's 0. 0, that's I square. This is the final verdict which will give us the conclusion. This is an identity matrix. This is an identity matrix. This is what we are given in the question. As per the question, this is what we are told. Everybody has reached to this conclusion. Now pay attention to this part. This is final verdict. What is the verdict? I square is 1. So first of all, if I square is 1, I get two values of I, either +1 or -1. Everybody with me on this? The next part. I could conclude that A square plus B square will be 1 and AD plus BE, I hope you are noticing, AD plus BE, I hope you are noticing, is 0, and this D square plus E square should also be 1. I hope you got this. A square plus B square should be 1. AD plus B should be 0 and D square plus E square should also be 1. So the best thing is, I hope you now can clearly see or notice that we can create some cases. We can draw some cases. So I'll take certain values and I'll conclude the final result. Whatever answer I'll get, I'll multiply it by 2 because I has two choices, 1 or -1, right? From here, I'll begin with this. First of all, I hope you're noticing it. Squares sum is 1. So either it will be -1, +1 or 0 because you cannot have lesser or greater than that. D and E also will roam into that range or domain only because they all were what? These are the numbers with integer entries. So there'll be -1, 0 or 1 only. I hope it will roam between these three values only. I hope you got that conclusion. So with this, if I talk about these three entries, I am about or up to a good extent to conclude what we need. But whatever I take AB and DE as -1, 0 or 1, I got to ensure that AD plus BE also stays 0. Sir, if Q is orthogonal and integer based, does it mean Q and only be a permutation matrix with +-1? Is this why the geometry is limited to 90-degree flips? Yes. Yes. Now, that's good, Venkat. 16 finally will be our correct answer. Possibly. I'll simply say, and that's why silver, 8 will not be the correct answer. I will now do or create some cases A, B, D, E, right? So A, B, D and E. I'll check or start doing some permutation and combinations. I got to create some cases. Let's say I begin with A as 0. So if A is 0, B has two choices, either 1 or -1. I hope you're understanding. So when A is 0, B has two choices, either 1 or -1. But correspondingly, I hope you're getting it. Now when A is 0, this also becomes 0. This also becomes 0. I hope you're understanding it. So if A has become 0, I got to create all the... I'll show you some cases first of all. A is 0. Now B could be either +1 or -1. I hope you're getting it. So when B is either +1 or -1, pay attention to this part. When A is 0, this whole part becomes 0. And B is +-1. So if B is +-1 in this case, this product is 0. E also has to be 0 in this case. Getting it or not, everyone? But if E also has become 0, I wanted E square plus D square to be 1. So D again has two choices. D could be either +1 or -1. So D could be either +1 or D could both be -1, which means these are the four cases I have created: 0, 0, -1, +1 and 0, 0. Give me a quick update on that. Everybody got this? Everybody got this, or shall I repeat this part? I repeat, I has two choices, +1 or -1, that I'll introduce later. But when A was 0, these four choices I got. When B becomes 0, 4 more. When C becomes 0, 4 more. And when D becomes 0, 4 more. Or rather, I'll say, Instead of calling it 16 in this manner, no, that's wrong. When A is taking these 4 cases, and when B also takes those 4 more cases, I will be restricted to total 8 cases. I'm talking about that. Let me now talk about 4 more cases. Which 4 more cases? Let me put B as 0 now. I hope you're understanding it. So when I put B as 0, I hope so far there is no overlapping here. There is no overlapping with the data. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, 0, minus 1, minus 1, 0, and 0, 1, minus 1, 0. So they are unique. All are unique. And let me cross check any of them. 0, minus 1, minus 1, 0. So I hope we are going great. If I keep A as 1 or A as minus 1, so there will be manually, I got to calculate all the cases here. Manual calculation is required. Although you can use PNC as well, but with PNC, there is chances of committing the error. So I'll say this manual calculation is better here. So A I begin as 0. So A I put 0. So when A becomes 0, B can be plus 1 or minus 1. That possibility we have created. So when A was 0, B was plus 1 or minus 1. Depending on that, E also became 0. So there D was plus 1 or minus 1 because D square plus E square has to be 1. Right. I'll create or say that, let's say now instead of A, I'll put B as 0. So if I put B as 0, do you not think that 4 more cases will be formed? Why? Because when B is 0, A has 2 choices. It will be either plus 1 or minus 1 or plus 1 or minus 1. Now, why am I creating it twice? Now, pay attention to this part here. I am with PNC, it will be more complicated, Arvind. I am thinking so because it will be getting, it is tough to solve it with PNC. I'm not saying it is impossible, but it is tough because I got to take care of all the cases here. Although we can do it with PNC as well, but with PNC, there are chances that we may skip or miss some cases. That's why I'm being more observant here. So when B is all 0, I hope you're understanding, A could be plus 1 or minus 1. That choices we have understood. So when B is all 0, I hope you're seeing this, B is all 0, so this is 0. A is either plus 1 or minus 1, so D also has to be all 0. D also has to be all 0. Everybody getting this? Everybody getting this, all the participants. I think we have got this. So with this, again, E will be either plus 1, minus 1, plus 1 or minus 1, depending on that. I repeat, now I am simply telling you what could E be. So E could be plus 1 or minus 1 accordingly. That you take, that is absolutely your choice. So if I'm putting a plus 1 here, it will be minus 1 here. If I'm putting plus 1 here, it should be minus 1 here. So I hope you're understanding when A was 0, 4 cases, when B is 0, 4 cases. When I hope this is how you have created these 4 in 4 cases. Everybody got this? Yes, 32 is what I'm thinking of the correct answer is. But I'm checking it for some overlapping or not. So I'm checking it for C. In this case, A and E became 0. In this case, B and D became 0. It will not be 32, Sachin. Sairam. Why? Because here, when A goes 0, E also goes 0. And when B goes 0, D goes 0. So I will not be going with the third case where A and D also both become 0. I hope you're getting it. So these are the total 8 cases. And with these 8 cases, when multiplied with these 2, the answer will be 16 to me, according to me. Let me check for that third possibility as well. If I could do that, A, B, C, D. Because I tried A and B to be 0. So automatically E and D also became 0. So I think there won't be other cases rather than this. These are the 8 cases. But for all of these 8 cases, 2 more cases for I plus minus 1. So 8 into 2, 16 will be the correct answer to this question. So the correct answer to this question will be 16 here. Option C. Can we call it a day here? Can we finally call it a day here? All the participants, give me a quick update. All the participants, everybody with me on this. Remaining questions, I understand you all are exhausted and tired. So we'll be doing them in the next session. Next session will be conducted on Thursday. So Thursday we are having another marathon. What are we doing here? We are making you revise for the advanced. This is your mathematics marathon. And if you want the PDF of it, the notes of it, how can you have it? The PDF notes you can have by following our WhatsApp channel. Sir, how can we follow our WhatsApp channel? The link is given in the description. You click on it, you will follow our WhatsApp channel. After the session, the entire session notes will be uploaded. Then what are we supposed to do with that PDF? Easy questions, you quickly go through them. Moderate questions, you try once. And tough or hard questions, you try twice. One today and second time before the exam. Definitely Silver Boy in the next session. I have few more sessions planned today, so I have to keep my bandwidth for those sessions as well. So there I'm concluding this session today here, but I'll be back on Thursday. Can we call it a day here? And if you're getting stuck with the formula of mathematics for your JEE Advanced Mathematics preparation, you can revise all the formula of mathematics as well by simply watching a session we have specifically recorded on the formula session. All the formula of mathematics we have revised. You can watch it in the live section of PWJ English. Third thing, poll answer is what Om Sainam wants. So I think option C it was 16. So I think option C was the correct answer. Surya got it correct. Great. Great. Good to have you. Thank you so much. You have been a great audience. Take a good care of yourself. Good day, everyone.